eyes on the land so wide, feels like I'm meant to stride. Flat earth beneath my feet, knowing I'm here to meet. Ocean's edge, it calls my name. Purpose in this life's game. Horizons line so clear, God's love brings me near. Flat earth made by him, my journey long yet thin. Purpose found in every day, guided by his gentle sway. Mountains tall they stand in.
Yo, Fleurs, what's up? Good to see you all. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you could make it. We have Jeff in the house, Michael, Roger, and Ryan. Woohoo!
Hello.
Glad you guys could make it. Good to see everybody in the YouTube lands. Please hit the likes, share the show. Glad you could make it. And we already have a super chat from Roger Ledwell. Thank you for $2 super says, like the show, folks. Flats works hard for tits. I mean hits.
Did you say teeth?
Teeth.
Thank you for that.
No,
You're
no problem.
It was just an inside joke, guys, by the way. Okay. So anyway.
Darn it.
But thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it, Roger. Appreciate all of you guys. Hit the likes, share the show.
Roger, you rock.
Tonight we're going to have a chat.
Roger is the rock.
The Rock.
The rock.
Yeah. Tonight we're just going to have a chat. Tonight is just, nothing really planned. But I am going to say I was wrong about... Yeah, but I have to say I was wrong about something, guys. A few nights
What would that
ago,
be?
Yeah, I remember. I'm never wrong. No. How dare I?
Always wrong.
Jeez, how dare you, bro? How dare you?
I'm always wrong.
Well, go on. We can't wait to
Anyway,
hear.
I made a bit of a faux pas.
A fox paw.
A fox paw. Anyway,
Aww.
you see this on screen, everybody?
Yes, I do.
We see
That
a
lighthouse. Now, we were talking about the lighthouse, okay? And I seem to have got the distance wrong because I gave the distance to the pub and not the lighthouse.
Correct.
Why would you do that?
It was a honest mistake, which I have to
One of them
apologize
things,
for.
in it, like.
And I have to correct it. So I'm correcting it and saying, guys, sorry, I got it wrong. There we go. This is what we were talking about at the lighthouse.
This
And
is unacceptable.
I gave 12. Yeah, it's unacceptable. I gave a distance of 12 kilometers, where it's wrong. It was supposed to be about 9.5 kilometers.
Yeah, that's about
9.6.
That still doesn't change anything, does it?
No.
Not really, but the point is that the Globers will go into, oh, you're just wrong, you're giving wrong information, blah, 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 and you don't care about truth. So, you know what? I do care about truth, and I'm going to correct myself. I was wrong. I did give the wrong distance. Not that it changes that you should see anything, though. And I thought maybe we can just go through different heights based on the Earth curve calculator to show that, yeah, you're still not supposed to be seeing what we see, even if we are above mean sea level at 2 meters. You guys up for that quickly?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Cool. So, as you can see on screen, the lighthouse, you can see on the left that clear that says lighthouse at Spurn Point. That is someone else who took a photo a few meters away from the lighthouse at low tide, okay? You can see right to the bottom. Everybody can agree with me?
Yeah.
There's
I
no
see a bottom, yeah.
Yeah, there's no blockage, nothing. Now, the one on the right, that's a bit blurrier, that is taken by Tinfoil Hat Man at the correct distance, 6 miles away. Okay? So that is about 9.6 kilometers away, not 12 kilometers, just to tell you guys that. and we are able to see the same. You guys would agree with that?
Most definitely.
And that should not be possible on a globe. So I was thinking, let's start with this. The lowest we can go on the advanced Earth curve calculator, because he was actually minus 2 meters in a hole, in a ditch.
But not his
Not his scope.
not his like center of his scope.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's fine. We're gonna say the tripod legs were 2 meters deep, okay? But we can't go 2 meters deep on the advanced Earth curve calculator. So we will go and do it at the lowest we can, which would be literally a millimeter off.
Can we address this though? Like, why
Yeah.
can't you go below 0?
Because his advanced Earth curve calculator works off of mean sea level to give their curve.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but you can be below mean sea level on Earth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
and they
not
did.
in his calculator. But not in his calculator.
You can't calculate distances.
Yeah, but that's what I want to address, right? So if you're on a place on Earth that's below sea level, and you are making an observation across a lake that's below sea level, how can you work your observation out on this calculator?
Get a better calculator.
Yeah, but I think this. Remember, this tells you the flaw that these people have with their logic and their model. Their model is showing a flaw because they can only take it from mean sea level, which is redundant anyway, because by default it's based on the horizontal. Okay.
But that's my point. In reality, you can be below sea level.
Yep. And
Yeah,
there's a reason. Yeah, but there's
Sorry.
a reason he doesn't have it set in his calculator. What do you think would happen if he had to put minus in his calculations? Because remember, they've already got blockage from 0. Okay. Now, if you're below that 0, it's going to be blocked more. There's going to be more hidden. Correct?
It would be worse. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the reason why they won't put it in. So the globe is out there. You can go talk to Walter Bislin and say, listen here, dude, put some minuses in there because there is minus elevation in reality. So therefore, if you want to have it more accurate, put minuses in. But it's going to make it even worse for them. But it's okay.
And this were also my point as well, right? Ballers claim that Google Earth is the most accurate representation of their model.
Yep.
So if Google Earth says you're in minus...
Yeah, we're in the ground, in other words.
How does a baller try and claim that you're not in minus? You might as well throw your Google Earth in bin then, aren't you?
Uh-huh. So this kind of makes Walter Bislin's calculator redundant.
Yeah, I think Mr. Cheswick said the same thing
What's
too.
up, man? I haven't seen you in a while.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Five.
Oh, I had refugees from the storm.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I don't know if you know Mojo Shop. Him and somebody he was with stopped by here the other night, and on their way back up north. So been a little bit indisposed.
The guy in chat who says Spain Lighthouse is 35
No, but he's got the wrong one. We're talking about former low lighthouse.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Like, that's not what we're talking about. But
even that.
What are you referencing 35 meters to?
I am 45 meters tall in my dream.
Yeah.
What are you referencing, Ryan? What?
Yes,
my point being is, what is elevation reference to?
Mean sea level.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Level.
What? Yeah, mean sea level, so horizontal. It's 27 meters. Yeah, low left lighthouse is 27 meters. Height above tower. Height of tower is 27 meters. There we go. So not, what are you saying? But let's put 27 meters in for these guys. 27. Not that it's going to make a difference because what's blocked is going to stay blocked anyway.
Now the guy's saying, where is the lighthouse? You've been making loads of claims on it, mate. You tell us where it is.
It's in Spurn. But there we go. Spurn low lighthouse, 27 meters. Got it on screen. Okay, let me put it on screen again for you. There it is.
Yeah.
There's two lighthouses. You see in the back?
But
that's the one you were referencing.
27 meters into its base, so is it?
No, it's his height, total height.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that including the above sea level too for the land?
Yep.
Or is that just the object itself? Okay.
That's it. That's what it is. It's usually above mean sea level. So what have I got on screen? Okay, let's share the screen. So this would be the lowest we can put on Walter Business Advanced Earth Curve Calculator. You see that? It's 27 meters. So remember, he was actually minus 2 meters, but we can give it as 1 meter because of the height of the telescope on the mount. But we're going to first do the lowest, okay? So he's actually lower than this in reality. The target distance is 9.6 kilometers away. See, I've even put the refraction in, correct? What does it say that the horizon is?
Can't be far.
0.
1.2 meters away. So that's how far the horizon should be. Let's quickly go look if we can see. Huh. That's weird. The horizon seems to be way beyond where it's supposed to be. Because remember, he is 9.6 kilometers away. And the horizon is supposed to have been at 1.2 meters away from him. Definitely not 1.2 meters away from him. But that's not the bad thing, though. What else is even worse here, guys? What does this hidden say? 5.914 meters. That's almost 6 meters of tower missing. The bottom.
I want to point this comment out from Debatable D because this is the classic misunderstanding of what mean sea level is. If you stand at the beach at water is at mean sea level, what happens as the water goes out with the tide? Does elevation go above the water level? Would you see further? Why would you think that your elevations change when tide's gone out?
It doesn't. Elevation profiles are based off of mean sea level. Debatable D. So the water at mean sea level is 0. Always. That's the 0 horizontal baseline. There's still land below that 0. So when the water's gone out and the person's gone below that 0, it means your curve that's based on mean sea level has been now shown redundant. It is useless because you're able to go lower than the claimed curve rate and see further. You get it? So anyway, can we see 6 meters blocked by that curve that's supposed to be in the way? No, we can see exactly the same amount of lighthouse that the person on the left a few meters away compared to him.
If you look at that lighthouse, right, you can see that green bit at bottom. That's where
that's the water line.
That's the water line.
Mm-hmm. And if you look perfect there, you'll see he's his scope is in line with that waterline. So he's at 0. So let's put him 1 meter above. You guys ready for that? Now we're even putting him higher than he really was. Okay, so now he's higher than he actually was. Where are we? There we go. See, it's still 27 meters, still 9.6 kilometers away. It's a 1 meter above. Refractions are on. Now the horizon should be 0.76 meters away. Okay? It's a bit further away. And 2.1 meters is supposed to be hidden. Let's see if we see 2.1 meters hidden. Nope. Still see everything. Notice this is higher than what he was supposed to be. Very clear. Very concise. And then finally, we do the same with 2 meters above. And we get the same results. See, still 27 meter target size, refractions on, 9.65 kilometers at 2 meters height. The horizon, there we go. Oh, that's lift relative to the horizon. Where's the horizon itself? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Hidden is 1.1 meters. Let's go look if we can see 1.1 meters. Yeah.
Why is eye level a straight line on Walter Bison's calculator when levels means curved in their understanding?
That's a good question, actually. Yeah, look at that. It's a straight horizontal line.
And are all horizontals parallel?
Not according to them. Not according to the globe. But it seems to be on, yeah. Huh. That's a good
Quite
good
interesting,
point.
isn't it?
So anyway, guys, I just wanted to correct that and say, yeah, sorry, I gave the wrong information last time, and it still debunks your globe full and full. Agreed?
Agreed.
There we go. But it's good to see you all. And how's it going, Dave?
How's the fantastic.
You found the aliens yet?
No, none yet. I got an alien coming over to fix my Jeep in a little while. My starter went out. So
A Mexican.
No, he's just another oddball like myself. In fact, I made him into an oddball. So he's a young guy. He's been coming over around me since he was about 17, 18 years old. And I totally changed his whole worldview. It's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see. It is. Snatched him up out of that grip of shit and taught him the way things really work.
Yeah. But have you not realized these days people don't really want to work? They're trying.
That.
I've been realizing the younger the people are getting now, the less they are willing to work now. They want more pay for less work. Debatable says eye line is straight, but not necessarily
respond to it.
But horizontal is straight.
Mm-hmm.
But according to Globers, though, your eye line is not straight.
No, I don't know how these people don't know that arcs are not lines. Lines are not
basically, just sorry, Dave. Basically, debatable, right? If you're a globe earther, you've just debunked your own claim, mate.
Yeah.
He is a glober.
Well, you've just debunked your own claim, then, mate. Sorry.
Sorry, Double D, man. By the way, shout out. Debatable D is one of the globers I actually like on here.
Yeah, I like him too, but it's still a globe, isn't it? And it's still wrong.
Yeah. Yep. People are getting
that's
younger.
The thing with globers, right? A glober will make a comment, and he might not debunk himself in that first comment, but if you keep laying them to, they usually debunk their own claim in their own comments. Debatable's done it in 2 comments.
Yeah. Well, I've been actually laughing at some of the comments I've been getting from Brian's stream last night. It's crazy how triggered they're getting because of the pitch data.
Oh, mate. Well,
You know
Poor
what's the,
baby.
you know what's the latest one? You know what's the latest one? From Sir Andrew Johnson himself. What happens if the
that guy.
gyro stops spinning? The gyro stops spinning apparently in midair, guys.
That dude, just give up on that guy. He won't come on. He's always got an excuse as to why he can't talk or
No,
anything.
no, no,
else
no,
like that.
no. He wanted to come on last night, but we don't. We all agreed we don't want.
in fact, let's put a call out and game on tonight. Come on. Andrew
you
Johnson,
think he'll come?
get your sin on, mate. Come on. You're welcome. Flatzoid will let you on.
Yeah, for sure.
I say he'll have an excuse.
Come and explain this stopping gyro. I'd love it, mate. Please.
Because apparently, yeah, conservation momentum then doesn't exist. Because I mean, has anybody seen planes fall out of the sky all of a sudden because gyro stops moving?
No. There's
Quite insane.
there's a series, like a limited series I've been watching. It's called Strange Angel, and it's about Jack Parsons and him trying to get his projects off the ground, and literally, and he's talking to these people at Cambridge, and this professor's like, "Well, you're utterly mad." He says, "Once you get to a point where there's no air, you're not have anything to push off of, so it's a dawdle. It'll never work." And I was like, "Holy shit, yeah!" And he was really trying to push this, and nobody would accept it. Nobody would accept it in the academic field. So what happened between then and now that they were able to float that bullshit by people?
Yeah.
I don't get
But I
it.
mean, I got the same nonsense with these people where they can't accept that Archimedes' principle doesn't require gravity. I mean, ships and boats and stuff have always worked without the need for gravity. Now, all of a sudden, because they put it into the equation, therefore it has to have gravity. That's not how it works. Yep, no straight lines on a globe. Exactly, Michael.
The better the ball don't get it. He don't even understand that he's killed his own model.
Mm-hmm.
This is what makes me laugh about these, right? They come and they belittle you and they make out that they're far, far smarter than you and debunk themselves in the comment and don't even know how they have. It's like, if you think that's smart, wow.
Yeah. But I mean, this is why you get, unfortunately, with the globus, where they're fighting for horizontal curves. They're fighting for things that can be force and not a force at the same time. They have to contradict themselves with everything.
I know, yeah. It's a position that they're in, isn't it? Like, there's no way out of it, really.
Mm-hmm. But that's also true. There is actually one straight line. It's their plane at the equator, the one they base all their calculations off of to get their radius. They have to go to the center of hell to get their straight line horizontal, just so they can have the measurement, which they haven't been taken there.
A place that's physical impossible to get to.
Yeah. What's the deepest they've ever dug again?
About 8 miles.
Yeah, weird.
Funny, isn't it?
Yeah, it's odd.
How far would they have to be at that horizontal plane?
Wow. Let's actually try and look according to their model.
It's radius, isn't it? 395. Nearly 4,000 miles deep to get that vantage point. Good look at getting that deep.
Yeah, 9,959 miles. So, okay, let's see, 6,378 kilometers minus, what was it, 12 kilometers, correct?
It's 3,959, isn't it? So radius.
Rounding kilometers. 6.378 minus 12 kilometers to the Super Bowl. Still 5,622 kilometers to go.
And then you'll be at hell.
Then you'll be at hell, so you can actually take the measurement they claim to take. Quite crazy.
Funny.
Oh yeah, I'm planning on having your guys' interviews out on Saturday. Going to be awesome. Woohoo! Because I had some awesome chats in there. But YouTube is stuffing me around with my
But you're
views.
from the same place as Debatable, aren't you?
Yeah, we're South
It,
Africa.
it
Yeah.
says he thinks that we're having differences in talking points.
Not really. I'm South African. I understand what you're saying.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's simple. The curve is not straight. So yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna have your meet. But like I say, YouTube's busy messing around with my views on that video. After I had 1.5k views on it. The next day, all of a sudden, went down to 1.2. Then it built up again to 1.4, and it's back down to 1.2 again today. Yeah, and I think it's going up to 1.3 again. I'm now scared to look tomorrow back to 1.2 again or something. Why are they taking my views away? So that means it's supposed to have over 2k views already.
It's because YouTube's the devil. I'm telling you right now, man.
So yeah, because after the stream, I'm probably going to have to get YouTube to do a manual check to see if it is friendly for advertisers. If you're listening to this, can you please get YouTube to sort this view thing out, because it's happening with all my videos, just taking views away. I don't know why. Every video and stream I do.
You should be able to challenge that though, because you're like a partner, aren't you, if you monetize?
Yeah, I have been monetized.
I'm not like, so me complaining, not me. No,
I just don't understand why it does that though.
You should be able to complain about it
because I heard it's not just because I heard it's not just me.
No, it's happening to everybody.
Well. Oh, it happens.
It's not just views. It's likes, subs. Everything's going up. And
everything's getting less. Yeah, even my likes and stuff. My view hours, everything has just dropped. It's like just goes crazy down.
I've noticed when I'm trying to like people's video and it's on 0 likes and I'm first one there and I click like, it still says 0.
And I still get daily people telling me they just unsubbed from me for no reason. They're waiting for my show and my show's not popping up, and then later they have to search and say, oh, but I see I'm unsubbed.
Huh?
Yeah, they're just unsubbed.
Yeah. Well, you're dealing with an unscrupulous platform. We already know they're unscrupulous. We've seen their behavior in the past. It's just like, yeah, they're screwing you, Keith. That's what's going on, and they don't care. You can say, hey, you're screwing me, and they're going to go, yeah, we know. What are you going to do about it?
You're a flat earther.
Yeah. What are you going to do about it, right?
Ask these votes, guys. 44 votes. You as a global defender understand the argument, okay? 7% says, yes, I do. It means no curve. Brilliant. 14%, this is the one where it bothers me. 14% of people say, no, I am too limited to think logical. They actually click that.
Wow.
And they're proud of it. And then 80% said, I'm a flat earther, so I know it.
And this collective insanity is increasing. It's getting worse.
That could well be Andrew Johnson just on his own.
Yeah, he's a jackass. He doesn't have anything at all. All he does is snipe in the comment sections. I tell him, go fight it.
I messaged him because he cried again. Oh, nobody wants me there, blah, blah, blah. Like,
probably because you're an asshole, dude. That's what happens. Hey, should we invite Bill to the party? No. Why? Because he's an asshole. That's how life works.
Yeah. Nobody wants him here because he forces himself upon you. You have to put up with him daily. One soccer account, another soccer account, all same. Same bullshit.
And I don't know if you guys are like me. I'm getting really tired of all this negativity the whole time. I don't want to fight with the Globers. I don't want to call them names and stuff, but they pull it out of you because they're so dishonest. You know what I mean? But Roger Liddell, thank you for your $2 super chat. He says, my grandson thinks you're inside my headphones. Thank you for the super chat, man. You rock.
We are inside your headphones.
Oh. Hey, Guns. Good to see you, man. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of getting irritated with all this negativity of this whole flat earth globe arena thing.
I've been sick of it for a long time, right?
Because it never stops. The drama never stops. always fighting with other flat earthers, always fighting with globers, always trying to figure out what's going on. It's like, when can you just have normal conversations? You know, you don't agree with them. I mean, look at the other night when we had that other guy on. We show him what he says is impossible. He just hand waves, dismisses it. Says, no, we're not showing him what he said. You know what I mean? It's like, we just literally showed you multiple demonstrations that you said was impossible. I mean, is it so hard just to be honest with yourself and say, okay, yeah, I concede, you're showing me?
Mm-hmm. Well, not only have they convinced people of something ridiculous and scientifically impossible, but they've also somehow convinced them to fight tooth and nail to defend the stupid shit. That's what gets me. It's like, once you've been shown that this is ridiculous, it's impossible, they're like, oh, no, there must be some reason that it is this ridiculous thing. No, tell me that, you know.
But Dave, is the height of stupidity not to like argue and battle against something that you don't believe in?
Yeah, I think
Is that
so.
not stupid? Like, you know, I don't get it.
It's like the bees the bees don't argue with the flies to tell them that honey is way better than shit. You know?
Wait, it is?
Yeah, man.
Did you not know this, Ryan? Where have you been?
You can attract more flies with shit, though.
Yeah, but you'll never attract any with
Just
Shinola.
saying.
You can attract more flies with Craig above a turd.
Well, I mean, you know.
Yeah, they're really getting desperate at this point.
I mean, I'm still getting Professor Phil Bell telling me that balloon expansion has nothing to do with entropy.
Yeah.
Hey,
I will
diddle,
tell you
the
that.
cat and the fiddle, cow jumped over the moon.
And then I give him a citation and it just says all physics agrees with him.
Obviously, it doesn't.
Nope.
Because here's a physical demonstration. You know,
Every
right
time
here.
that guy makes a comment is wrong. That's concerning if he claims to be a professor. Don't you think?
But what is he a professor of?
Water treatment.
Well, wasn't he a educator at a secondary school or something?
Yeah, I think he teaches at a kid's school, like. But
Yeah.
have you not? Can you remember that video someone sent me? And it's like a water treatment expert or something, not to do with satellites and space and all that garbage that he claims to be.
Yeah, well, he claimed he was like part of the India satellite space unit or something. What?
The guy said to me, right, and bearing in mind, right, I'm of Indian descent, right, the guy said to me, no respectable Indian is a flat earther.
Uh-oh.
Now, is that a casino Indian or a 7-Eleven Indian?
Indigenous or Indian?
The guy's off his head, mate.
See, that gets confusing over here when they say Indian. You don't know if they're talking about the casino Indian or the 7-Eleven Indian. They're different, you see.
Oh.
You got the ones with the dots on their foreheads, and then you got the ones with the feathers in
yeah.
there, right?
But yeah, I think they actually had different names for them. They actually those were English names given to them there. Because I know India South, they're trying to fight back for their old name that they always used to have before the British came and, changed it to India. They were never called Indians.
You ever saw in Monty Python that guy? He's standing up there and he says, "And this is the day that we remember all of the men who fought and died from this town in order to ensure to keep India British."
Yeah. If anybody wants to come in and have a discussion, the link is up there.
I'm trying to get this guy on Facebook, this Neil Yoder character, man. I just shared the show and told him and tagged him and said, you should join this stream right now. He's trying to tell me how I don't know science. I said, well, just give me one scientifically verifiable proof of the globe. That's all I'm asking for, right? And he says, "Well, the maps." And I said, "Cartography is not science, asshole." Okay, I said, "Scientifically verifiable proof, right?" And then he starts wanting to talk about the sky, and I said, "I thought you were trying to prove the Earth was a globe. What are you talking about the sky for now again? What is wrong with you?" He can't get it. He says, "But the math." I said, "Math is not science." Okay, math is not science. Math is used in science. But if you think that math is science, then you think that accountants are scientists. Okay.
I mean, I don't know what's so hard for these people. Hey, thank you, Heracles, for becoming a member. Really appreciate it, man. You rock.
You rock.
You rock. Appreciate all my members, by the way. Thank you for all your support. You guys are awesome. Awesomeness. Really appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, what did I want to say? What are we talking about?
Idiots.
My mind is just hit the blank.
They've run about a guy trying to
Science.
yeah, maths,
Yeah.
sky and all
This is
that.
the same. Yeah, this is the same. When I was like, hey Ryan, remember when we were like,
Dave.
remember Ryan when we were talking to FTFE when you guys were on there? I mean, I only gave the last 10 minutes of that because the first 10 minutes of that it didn't record the sound. But anyway, in that part, I asked FTFE, what is the scientific hypothesis and experiment for proving Earth rotation? And he says we got the Foucault pendulum at different locations. So okay, what's your IV location? I say okay, fine. So location changes drift. He says yes. So I say okay, so not Earth curve then. Not Earth spin. He says no, that is caused by Coriolis. I said but your IV is not Coriolis. Your IV is the location. The guy couldn't get in his head. They just correlate things.
You should have heard what he said afterwards, after we left.
Do you remember that?
He told everybody how we were dumb and he wrecked us. I was like, "You're funny, bro."
you remember that debate he had with Mitchell? You know, when he said, "Is that your hand?" That one?
Yeah, 10 centimeters. It's refracted.
Well, Mitchell's trying to nail him on scientific method, and Craig starts claiming, well, the different places that I've observed star from, and then he moves on to Foucault's pendulum.
Yep.
As part of his scientific method, you know what I mean? So
thank you, whoever
he's observing stars, and then he moves on to Foucault's pendulum. It's like the guy's got no clue what he's talking about when it comes to science. Really,
exactly. So I say thank you, Hercules, for gifting 5 memberships. Wow, really appreciate it, man.
Hercules,
awesome.
you rock.
Hercules is awesome. Thank you very much. You appreciate it. And hey, Stry, good to see you.
Hi. So since this seems like a slow stream, maybe we should look at the very best part of Walter Bisland's website, his cat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hi, Jim.
Photos.
Walter.
This is a very stupid suggestion, but I mean, we have nothing better to do right now.
Is it a straight cat or a curved cat?
What?
Let's see.
Is it a Cheshire cat?
What the?
Yes, cats.
Has he got some weird obsession with cats or something?
No, he just has a page dedicated to cat photos. Many pages, actually.
Wow. Feline monologues.
When I see things like this, it makes a person wonder. Okay.
Is he sane?
He's got a weird fetish for cats.
Oh, come on. He just thinks
ginger
cat
cats
photos are cute.
He likes ginger cats, to be honest.
Well, I have a thing for cookies, so is that really a problem?
Oh, it is a cute cat, show. But I'm not really a cat person. I'm more a dog person than a cat, though.
Oh, me too.
But
they're okay, but the thing is,
I won't hurt one, but I won't have one.
The thing is, they always go somewhere, and then you wonder if they're going to come back.
No.
No, they act like it's a privilege to have them around.
Maybe if you fed them.
I kid you not, right? If you saw my mum dealing with her cat, like, you'd laugh. It's absolutely bizarre what she does with it. And if you're listening, Mum, you know I'm talking truth.
Did you guys hear anything about these blue balls, jelly balls that were dropping during the hurricane? It's something about they found them in
I thought
South
you were going to
Africa.
talk about them monkeys, like, because there's some monkeys that have blue balls.
Monkeys and
Oh
balls?
no, it's
What's
like
going on here?
these blue jelly balls or something that fell. Just finding out about that.
Sounds like rubbish.
Mr. Chiswick asked, did we see or review the Meet Elizabeth Acosta video from dude from Duffy?
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, if you do, watch the chat. If you want to see the biggest group of chat bots you've ever seen in your life, they're in that. But right off the bat, I went to watch it last night. I got about 10 minutes into it and went, I can't take this. I just can't. The two fake personalities and all that shit. But first people in the chat, of course, regular cast of characters. Fight the Fat Ass, Toon, McKeegan, they were the first people in the chat.
And it's always that way.
I'm out of here. I said I'm not even going to bother watching
like
this.
I said, but that's why I still say this whole final experiment thing is just a PR stunt. It's nothing.
Well, first he said, "Oh, I got scammed by a flat earther," and in that video talking about that, he'd already talked about 4 people that he knew that had come forward to offer the money for a flat earther to go. Right, but he waits until he gets this one before and accepts that one. One of the people that had offered, he actually knows personally, is a friend of his. That's what he said. Right, so then he ran this thing, and it didn't work. Okay, well, that's we got scammed. So yet another benevolent glober, not any of the people that he had mentioned before, comes out to offer to pay for this chick to go. And I'm like, if people cannot see the stupidity behind this dumb shit, this guy's supposed to be a financial advisor, he's supposed to be a broker, and he got scammed by basically a Nigerian prince email, and then turned around and I mean the whole thing. I mean, this guy is just so full of shit as a Christmas goose. I swear to God.
They say Mindshock's channel got nuked.
Oh
I hope
no!
he gets it back. It happened to me a few months ago as well. I was just happy enough I was able to get my channel back.
I wonder what happened.
Somebody probably did what they did to me, hacked, and then did stupid stuff. Put everything.
Lowry, I'm so with you, mate. They're an absolute waste of time. They just make you feel bad even looking and listening to them. It's like time for us to move on from these tards.
I got a question for you guys. How do you measure the Earth with a pendulum?
Sorry?
And why will a pendulum show the rotation of the Earth, but a helicopter hovering doesn't?
Yeah, I don't get that. It's got to be tethered.
I still want to know if something is literally supposed to be moving with the moving Earth. How is it supposed to be doing what they claim?
Right.
It's not separate to the reference frame. Where a helicopter is separate, an aeroplane is separate.
It doesn't matter though, does it? They're claiming Earth's rotating underneath a pendulum. So we just nail them on that. Well, if Earth's rotating under a pendulum, it does it under planes and helicopters and balloons and blah blah blah. You game over. So we don't see that.
Yep.
Well, I got a port swing. How come it doesn't declinate when I swing?
So Craig can shove his pendulum up his bumhole.
But like I said, we got 4 here in South Africa. None of them are in commission. They haven't been for the last easy 25 years.
They weren't set up right. That's
No, it's because they don't work.
No kidding.
Because it's so finicky to make it do what you need to do. And our power that keeps going won't work anyway, because it requires power to keep it moving. So yeah, it's weird. The conservation of momentum that they claim is just out the window when you don't have outside influence doing anything to move it.
we have infinite conservation momentum. We're still spending billions of years later after we formed as a planet.
If Earth's movement affected a pendulum, then shouldn't Earth's movement start a pendulum into motion?
What got it going into motion in the first place?
That's my point, Dave. Like,
they gave it a shift.
If the motion of Earth affects what a pendulum does, then it should start it, shouldn't it?
One would think so eventually, yes. Anything hanging eventually.
Think so.
But you know what? It's insane. They just keep coming up with stories that they can't back up at all. It's really stupid. I mean, I was laughing the other day. I heard of they found a star. They call it a Methuselah star. Or something. It's older than the universe.
What, older than the thing it's in?
Yeah.
Wow.
So now they're trying to figure out. Oh, the math must be wrong somewhere, because it debunks their Big Bang, and then it's like, no, let's try and work out. There must be something because of the composition or something, and blah blah blah. And now they've done some calculations, and now it just fits just into the universe time frame. Just because it didn't fit the first time, so now they had to fudge new numbers to make it fit. They always do this. They always make some God of the gaps argument because they find things that don't fit what they originally have.
And then lo and behold, our predictions worked out.
Yeah, all of us, it's like magic. It's weird.
So I was just thinking of some commonalities involved between your channel getting hit like that and Mindshock's getting hit like that. Who have both channels relentlessly gone after and exposed as an idiot?
Make a
There's another one though too. Yep. Coincidence? I think there's a little smoke there, man. I think there's a little smoke there. Because it's when you start fucking with them, people's computers and shit start screwing up.
It's really weird.
And I'll go a step further. If I were to choose between two who were behind it, I'd go with McToon. 100%.
Yeah, I'm more McToon than FTFE in this.
That guy is a piece of work.
That's one guy I don't trust at all.
Sorry
to say, but McToon is not a guy I trust. With like nothing. The guy reminds you of some weird. When you watch like a movie of some psycho serial killer.
Yeah.
He reminds me of one of those guys. He acts like he's all nice and stuff with people, but in the background he's very shady.
1 hour photo. You ever saw that with Robin Williams?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a creepy movie.
Yeah. It was like 1 hour photo, dude, man.
I mean, McToon makes fun of flat earthers almost as much as FTFE. He just doesn't do it to their faces as much.
But the thing is, McToon is always in the middle of everything.
Yep.
Where there's smoke, there's fire, and McToon's always there.
Yep.
I just had one question, guys. They named Thar after a biblical character and claimed it older than the universe.
Because of the age, yeah.
Yeah. Strange.
Germanus, I trust McToon to make an ass of himself. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling sorry for myself because I got the kids screaming in the background. I feel like refracted curvature over here. There were people complaining about that on the channel, like he needed not to have his kids there while he was doing the show. So.
That's a shame.
I guess I don't know. Horrible.
What kind of asshole says something like that?
I don't know, dude. A lot of them.
People who ain't got kids, obviously.
Well, they were a kid at one point in time, weren't they?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. I got such a nice message today from a troll. Let me see if I can find it quickly. It was such a beautiful message, actually.
From who?
I think it was on my documentary.
Who is it from?
A butter troll.
Oh, butthurt troll. Oh, there's
you know the usual very beautiful comments they leave you when you
Yeah.
when you take their religion away from them.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find it. Even you got a a, a fan, Sov.
Oh,
King
no.
Kong Laquisha. I love that
Yes.
Sov is acting like a psychoanalyst of the documentary.
Yeah, I think I replied to that.
He's one of the most delusional, narcissistic, insufferable flat earthers out there. Every time he tries to analyze people's behavior, I laugh out loud because it's so far from the truth. You'd think he's never interacted with people outside of a flat earth discourse. What the?
Yeah.
We all went through the public school system. We were all taught the same thing. We just thought about it. We interact with people all day long. It doesn't matter if you're flat earth or not. So I guess we're just trying to pigeonhole people.
That's exactly it. I was just going to say that, Roger. That's exactly what they're doing. They're pigeonholing people. And that's the first thing you do is you separate them. Okay, all flat earthers are this, that, and the other. It's like going, all Mexicans are this, that, and the other. All Chinese are this, that, and the other. Next step is to dehumanize that segregated group. And then it makes it easier for people to go ahead and just be utter shits to them. You see, by dehumanizing. It's just a tactic. I think it's pathetic. It's funny as hell. And I point it out when I see it happen.
Okay, I had a question. It was actually on Brian's thing last night. Simon6488 says, I subscribed and I couldn't chat during the live. So I just told him that's a lie. And then, Legend Row. This is what is. I tried, but they wouldn't let me. Legend Row says, it's sad to think a woman saw any value in you and let you knock her up.
That's funny.
Just classic troll comments.
Yeah, it's like, I'm laughing. I'm thinking to myself, what compels a person to say stuff like that? So when you don't,
the power of Christ compels you.
Yeah, it's just a generic hate comment. You could put it on any video, even if it's not related to flat Earth.
But I mean, how sad must you exist to be in life to go on someone's channel to say stuff like that, and thinking that you're actually going to hurt their feelings, and then look, no, we're actually laughing at you.
My feelings are hurt. You hurt my feelings. How dare you?
Did you check if I'll check the channel files for it? A sock account.
That's a sock. Yeah, it's always a sock.
Probably.
You know, usually a day old or a week old or something like that.
Yeah.
A bot.
I like mine Argyle socks. That's what I like.
But the best ones is still what's it? Aiden Mattis. I wish you will never reproduce and.
We'll definitely not reproduce just for you, buddy.
Aiden actually meant that. He really did. He put his heart into it.
Angry. All because I said Aquinas was not a Christian. An authority of the Bible. Yeah.
Whatever.
He's got himself a crush on a good old Aquinas. Why do they love these old Greek gay guys, man? Why do they love them and shit? And
all the Jala pirate fucking nicknames.
They just love these people that they think were walking around in robes and
wear white hair.
I halfway don't think most of them even really existed, man. I think it's just.
I know they didn't.
Too much emphasis put on them.
They were wise folks. That's why they go reference. The wise old Greeks with Socrates and Plato in the cave.
Socrates.
Yeah, but they'll claim that like ancients were stupid, and then they'll fall back on said ancients for proof of globe. It's like.
But they built all those damn castles too.
Their ancients are better than your ancients. That's what it is, Mike.
Yeah. my ancients are smarter than yours.
Yeah, we're just dealing with planks of wood. That's all.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't go say ancient people were dumb, and then you go and fall back on ancient people to say, oh, they were smart to say it was a globe.
Yeah. Well,
They knew the
globers
truth.
don't know. Like,
By the way, I mean, don't you think the globe is kind of gay?
Maybe.
I mean, the people that came up with it were homosexuals. So
Mm.
really weird.
ooh, they're trying to
I
get
find
you
that a
strikes,
coincidence.
mate.
Is that
I find that a weird coincidence.
Careful, you'll hurt their feelings.
They'll all be
I
jumping.
thought gay meant fun and happy.
It's used to in the dictionary.
What happened to it? So we've changed it, and now all of a sudden it's offensive.
Mm,
Maybe we should just change it back to happy again.
we should.
I don't think that word should describe a sexual preference.
I mean, people aren't even allowed to.
Whatever.
I mean, in the days when people, I mean, Dave, you also used to probably say, "Can I have a fag?" You're not even allowed to say that anymore.
No.
You should be touching them fags. They're bad for you.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine and I used to
I
watch
love smoking fags.
this show
Smoking.
called, what was it, Prisoner Cell Block H, when we were really young, probably about 12, 13 years old. And we see that on BBC, Prisoner Cell Block H, and one of them say, "Yeah, give me a fag or I'll smash your face," you know. And I was like, "Oh my God," we'd laugh. God, they want a fag, you know.
Yeah.
Beavis and Butthead all over the place.
Fags.
How they laugh?
Fire.
Yeah,
Pipe down, you.
The cartoons those days are so different today.
Yeah, butthead.
I know.
Roger, control your buddy.
I can't, dude. He's too far away from me.
Keep your penis away.
Hey, calm down, fart knocker.
Ryan, are you having fun?
What is he actually
sorry.
doing?
I'm sorry. I'm
He's
trimming my tree,
harvesting
sir.
Looks like he's fishing in his own bag of weed.
I'm trimming my tree.
Trimming your tree.
I'm trimming it, sir. Yes, sir. See, I have a bag full of little things here.
Don't show Sean Hawkins. He's going to get very excited, man.
A little bit jello.
Oh, boy. Come on over, Sean. I'll share.
It's better than food. I'm telling you. Weed.
Better than food.
Still feeling shit? I haven't seen him. Ready Geezer 1. Ready Geezer 1, right?
Ready?
No, he's changed it back to Sean Hawkins.
Oh, is it back to Sean Hawkins again?
Yeah, he got too embarrassed as Ready Geezer 1, so he had to put it back to Sean Hawkins.
Oh, come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Why was that? Because one, he weren't ready. One, he weren't ready. Two, he weren't a geezer. And three, he weren't number one.
You pick one.
Not
Not bad for free, huh? Not bad at all. Not bad for free.
Wow.
He gets attracted to free weed all the time.
Actually, so angry. Got my
Hey,
daughter.
jealous.
So angry. Got my daughter a 3D pen for her birthday, but they made the clasp out of plastic that holds it in. So as soon as it gets hot, it melts the clasp and it comes loose. It comes apart.
Oh.
And they're refusing to
You bastard.
make it back. So now I've had to melt it back in, and now I'm going to have to make a steel bracket to try and just hold it down so when it's hot, it doesn't push out. But I mean, how dumb do you have to be?
How did that get through R&D?
Yeah, how dumb do you have to be to make something, know it's going to get hot, and say, you know what? I'm going to use a composite that's going to melt.
Probably they want to make you buy a new one.
They should have used beeswax.
I mean, really, it's like insane. It's a shame. My poor daughter, she's used it for 15 minutes, and now she can't use it until I've actually got it to work properly again.
Hey, I wonder, am I still restricted?
And I have to point out, guys, Globe has engineered this.
They're geniuses.
Big geniuses.
Well, it's kind of like some of the shit that they do. We're going to build a rocket ship and go up into space. And it's like, well, wait a second. How are you going to get out of the container? Well,
What container?
anyways, we're going to do it. Put it out. It works on paper. There it goes. Manufacture that sucker in bulk. Sell it out there. And if anybody complains, fuck them. We got our money already.
They're doing it because it's hard.
Imagine if they manufactured lighthouses like that, cheaply, and the reflective light wouldn't make it to the ship, and they didn't see it. And boom.
This ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new, Roger. We all know about this one. You remember those stupid spring-loaded spigots on the sinks in school? Right? You had to hold it turned on. How in the hell are you supposed to wash your hands when you got to hold that faucet on? How are you supposed to do
Impossible.
that? How are you supposed to do? You're either going to get ice cold water or you're going to get hot water. That's the only two options you got.
I think the baby's right.
They're this far apart. Yeah, so there's no way you can manipulate it with one hand. It's the most ridiculous thing I ever saw in my life.
Yes, it is. How about the ones you push down and they pop back up with the timer? Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. Oh, I sorry about that. I got to go, guys.
Good. God, it's Bondo.
It's
what are you gonna go for? We don't mind.
They bonded the bonnet with noodles and
hot dogs
and Viennas.
Oh, I bet that's
hot dogs, eh?
Yeah,
meat
hot dogs
sausages.
Yeah, watch it. There's an hot dog when he flips it.
Yeah,
look.
To them.
Hot dogs
and noodles.
So
now
I guess this stream is officially about nothing now.
Yeah. There's just nothing going on. Sorry to disappoint you.
I had no ideas better than reacting to Walter Bisland's cat photos, though.
Meow.
Meow.
Yeah, well, there's not really much that we can say. I corrected myself, and now we're waiting to see what we can talk about for another hour.
Maybe it's somebody in chat that's got a claim they want to come in and verify.
We did
I've
call
got a
that
claim.
Andrew Johnson, didn't we? So
What's your claim?
Are you listening?
Yeah, but he might be sleeping though. I mean, it is early in the morning in there where they are. So
there's
you could do like McToon did. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I got that video about the something about the blue. There's these blue gel balls that are used in cloud seeding and
yeah.
And there's people in the wake of this hurricane that have found
Look at Joe
on the ground.
They found.
But that hurricane was quite bad though.
It was.
So it's raining Orbeez now?
It was also another hurricane called Helene in 1958 that did the exact same path, went to the same category, everything. Man.
And I have
That's
some mind-blowing.
Well, great.
Mind blow? Nice.
Dot connecting about Hurricane Helene. I'm going to start here. This lady sent this picture from South Africa. You all know I covered the blob anomaly and South Africa's crazy weather. These blue jelly balls were raining on this lady's parents. She asked me to look into this. Here's how this went, and trust me, it links back to this, and it's mind-blowing. I start to look into the jelly balls. Knowing it's not a craft project raining from the sky, I move on. I find that this is not the first time that blue jelly balls have been raining from the sky. This was 2012. We'll get back to that. I came across this. Blue jelly balls look kind of similar, and this is talking about how we could be drinking from water bottles made of these like gummy balls. Sounds charming? Let's move on. Thank goodness scientists looked into this and found out it was not marine eggs. These jelly blue balls raining from the sky were made of sodium polyacrylate.
Jelly blue balls?
So I find out that polyacrylate has an impact on temperature, and it can be used for cooling and reflecting. It is not biodegradable and doesn't decompose quickly in nature, which is a little concerning if it's raining from the sky. So I go back to looking for anything that looked like a jelly blue ball that might rain from the sky, and I found this. This is droplet mixing with a piezoelectric transducer. Piezoelectric transducers are a type of electroacoustic sound transducer that converts the electrical charges produced by some forms of solid material into energy. It is energy related. Remember that. So, I ask AI, what does this have to do with my blue rainy jelly balls? Cloud seeding. While piezoelectric devices are not directly used for cloud seeding, they can contribute to the technology by helping control or monitor dispersal of the seeding materials like silver iodide, ultrasonic devices. Again, we have a sound element here. They may use piezoelectric transducers to create sound waves that can influence cloud formation and precipitation. Would you look at those jelly blue balls? Things you never thought you'd say. There's a sciencey description here of how they're intertwined.
What's that?
That's awesome,
You don't
dude.
get things like chemtrails. What you talking about, man? This is all just conspiracy.
Chemtrails. That's a conspiracy theory, even though there's several states in America trying to ban chemtrailing.
Exactly.
Why they're trying to ban a conspiracy theory? What?
To say thank you, Matthew de Rogrio. Thank you for gifting a membership, man. You rock. Woohoo! Really appreciate it.
Oh.
But importantly, these hydrophilic polymers can absorb large amounts of water. And you're thinking probably right now, what's this got to do with Hurricane Helene? Trust me. So we're energy harvesting. Now, in my video last night, I included lithium mining. I tread carefully there because I had a video banned. Now, here's the important thing, okay? The combination of piezoelectric transducers with blue polyacrylate hydrogels creates innovative solutions for sensing and energy harvesting applications. Again, with the energy harvesting. Trust me, this gets better. Here's where a big lightning bulb went off. So this kind of magical property of converting energy from one source into something else that's usable occurs in certain materials, like quartz. Hold that thought. Again, we all know there's loads of lithium out there. Well, did you know there's a ton of quartz, like $530 billion worth of quartz? You may be aware that the growing use of AI is going to require a staggering amount of power. Well, it turns out that quartz, while not powering AI directly, has properties that enable the hardware that powers AI to function effectively. Okay, we're going to go back to sound now. Another message from South Africa about hearing a strange humming and sound pulsing. Well, guess what else has been heard in some of these freaky storms?
I see where she's going.
Trumpets, maybe?
Gabriel.
What? Well, we know it's sound. So, from the comments, I quickly gathered that this sounds like an instrument called a shofar. Here's what that sounds like. Definitely very similar. Wrapping this journey that we've just been on, thanks to the jelly blue balls, some experimental weather modification techniques involve ultrasonic devices, which may use piezoelectric transducers to create sound waves that can influence cloud formation and precipitation. Is this
They can influence lightning, too.
Have you ever seen them cloud patterns that look like sound waves? I mean, I've had them around here, and they look like waves of sound, or like what they should. Like
I got hundreds of photographs of them if you haven't.
Yeah.
And I mean, have you guys ever heard of HARP before?
Oh yeah, and that's
HARP.
Yeah, but think about it. How do you think they actually give that frequency transfer of energy to it? HARP can be used easily.
And do you think the acronym is a coincidence? HARP,
Not at all.
The instrument of sound, right?
Exactly.
They should have called it trumpet.
Yeah.
Everything falls into
on the freaky sounds. On the freaky sounds they heard, it was actually like this one time when there was a storm and I freaked out because of a weird sound that was a lot like a ghost howling or something, but it was actually just the storm siren.
Right on.
The dot we need to connect. Is the lithium a dot we need to connect? The sound? Are the jelly blue balls involved? This concludes this deep dive for now. Anyone interested in emergency communications, see my playlist Hurricane Comms for how to get started and how to use radio in an emergency. And hey, while you're at it, get your ham radio license. I'll see you in the comments. Take care.
Wait, she's just trying to sell us something.
Well, you know, I'm
She's just
wondering.
telling you to get your ham radio.
Why do you have to have a license? And you know, licensing is just basically where they take something that's a right,
It's already your.
you legalize it, and then sell it back to you. Just like a hunting license, you have a right as a human being to gather food, okay, and even
And
in
water.
the most primitive method, if you wish to. However, they've turned that into a crime, and you have to purchase that right from the government. But there's this thing right here. There's a lot to that, because they had made a deal already with this lithium company to open those mines back in March. That was back in March that they were doing that. Let me see. I think I have the article.
Flats.
Yeah.
Can you pull that picture up in Element that I've got a photograph of them blue balls?
Yeah, just lost.
I was just thinking hillbilly blue balls. That's all I get to think of.
What did I miss? What did I miss?
Yeah.
I took this just last week.
Blue balls.
Because it has balls.
Why are
Hello.
you
Yes,
looking
it has
at
blue
this?
balls.
It has balls. He said balls. We're guys. We just think all they're
This
funny.
is that thing I got backstage right
okay.
now. There, Flatzoid is a screenshot of an article from Daily Mail back in March of this year. Tiny backwater town in North Carolina will help fuel the world's AI revolution with enough quartz to power an entire $530 billion semiconductor global industry. Now, they had already made a deal with Tesla, and then the mine
I was
was
wondering
not
if
approved.
I wonder if Tesla was going to be involved with this.
Yeah.
Tesla's always involved with all the lithium and the quartz and everything. Yep.
Well, the people voted and said no. And then, so they fired up the weather shit and said,
We'll show you.
Yeah, there's always some bullshit. Like Paradise, California, they burn that place out. It's right in the
Santa
path
Rosa.
of the high-speed rail that they're wanting to put in.
Yep. And Santa Rosa.
Pelosi's involved. I mean, yeah, it's dirty shit going on all over the place. You know, when I was a kid,
amazing.
there was a soap opera.
All the houses burned, but none of the trees. I thought it was a forest fire. I must be wrong.
My mom used to watch these soaps in the daytime, and there was this one I can't remember which one it was, but there was these people that had a weather machine, and they were using it to manipulate the economy and destroy things and this shit like that. And I thought to myself, when that was going on, I was like, "Oh, brother, how ridiculous!" Right? Now I'm finding out. Now
Ridiculous.
Yeah, now we're finding out that this is real. Yeah. Good God.
Who'd have thunk, right?
No, it's off tables these days, is it?
Well, you remember the movie Twister?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, remember that thing, Dorothy, that he made that was supposed to disperse all those things so they could track the storm and shit? This is kind of the same thing, man.
Yeah. That's the same thing.
Only instead of little metal balls, they're little piezoelectric gel balls. Holy crap. People don't even realize that. You tell people that quartz give off electricity, they're like, oh. Like, how do you think a quartz watch works?
What were those pyramids made out of again?
Yeah, right? God. Piezoelectric.
And what were those churches made from? And those what do they call them?
Hexagonal
forts.
structures, crystalline structures of a hexagonal nature. Yep, every time. Marble, quartz.
And isn't it convenient how they have the shape of a microwave inside the windows?
Well, you mean like
I didn't mean the microwave. I meant the microwave emitter. You know?
Cavity, a magnetron?
Yeah, magnetron.
Mm-hmm.
What is
Makes
it
you wonder if they were radiating each other back in the day.
when they do these speeches, they're always stood in front of what looks like green quartz. What's that? You know, when
Radium.
they do all these speeches, where's that from?
That was because they were feeding people radium back in the day.
Oh, it always looks like background. Always looks like green quartz or green marble or something. With
I never thought
all
about
these presidents speak from, and that. Netanyahu's just done one from there.
I looked into the radium girls and that kind of thing. Another way that they scared us away from radium by making it seem that it was dangerous. And it was because these girls that were painting, they would hire women because they had smaller, delicate hands.
And they'd lick the
and they could paint these dials on watches and aircraft altimeters and all that shit. And they used radium. They were hand painting them, and the girls would put the brush in between their lips to bring it to a point. And some of these women started having problems where they were, their bottom jaw was disintegrating, falling apart.
Also, their lips were glowing.
Yeah, all kinds of crazy shit, right? But at the same time, right, they were putting radium as a additive, a beneficial health additive. They were putting it in butter and milk and cheese, and you could actually buy radium capsules as a health supplement. And one of these radium girls lived to be 107 years old. So was it the radium itself? Was it an overabundance of radium exposure? Because just like with iron, you need iron. Iron is beneficial to
Too much
your body.
Yeah, exactly.
But an overabundance of it will start to damage you, and you can die from it. One of the first symptoms of an overabundance of iron is constipation. Water, the same thing. You need water, but an overabundance of water can kill you and cause problems. And so I'm wondering if they didn't use that as an excuse to go, nope, there's some benefits to this shit, and we're going to make it look like it's bad, just like they did with mercury. You know?
Yeah, but Sob, if you use dehydrated water, you won't get hurt.
No, dehydrated water.
Yeah, we have powdered water that you just add water to.
Dehydrated water.
Yeah. I'm selling that survival kits that have dehydrated water.
Desiccated water.
Yeah. Just add water.
Yeah. Campbell did a whole series on the radium thing. He got the documents from the cases and stuff, and he did an hour-long show on it. It's interesting to see what they did with that. They pulled it off the market after that because it was causing all these girls to get health problems. Yeah, I've heard about that before. Pretty good.
Well, you got to wonder
anything to make money.
What was going on with these fireplaces? Okay, these old fireplaces, they're not suitable for an actual fire. They're not suitable for a fire. And they would hang these beautiful, expensive paintings above the fireplace. Bad. It will destroy the painting, all the shit that's coming out, the heat and everything, supposedly. So what's going on with it? There was always like this decorative plate in the back, and those two little stanchions. What's up with the two little stanchions in front of the fireplace? What are those for? People still put them in front of their fireplace. They're decorative, but they had to have served some kind of a purpose. And I have to wonder what's going on there. Was that some kind of a device? Not really a fireplace, so to speak, but a heating element based off of ambient energy? I don't know, man. But it doesn't. I know that they weren't burning logs in the damn thing. That's for sure.
Maybe they just had really big logs.
Exactly, Jeff. I bet you heard this.
Oh man, I did that one time, man. I was trying to see if I could get people to sign a petition to ban dihydrogen monoxide. I said it was a dangerous chemical responsible for the deaths of thousands of people every year. And they were like, "Oh my God!"
It is the truth, though. Many people have drowned.
So what?
Yeah, people drown. People, rainstorms. Look at what the dihydrogen monoxide did to all of the people in North Carolina, for instance, right?
Quite crazy. And the thing is, the people just sign it and think, yeah, this is
Mm-hmm.
bad. In the
Yep,
meantime,
you
it's
make
like,
it sound
okay,
bad.
you know what? And then at the end of the day, it's like, oh, now I can't have drinking water. Why can't I have drinking water? Well, you just ban it.
You are not allowed to claim your own water.
Like carbon, oh god, and it's like, wait a second, carbon is
The
the
grass can
base
drink it, but you
element that
can't.
everything is made of, man. Everything that lives, plants, you. So when they say they want to eliminate carbon, you're the carbon they want to eliminate. You see,
There you go.
that's the plan. I don't trust none of it. It came from an authoritative figure. I'm to the point right now that anything that comes out of the mouth of a perceived authoritative is hogwash right off the bat. That's my initial response. Bullshit.
Yep.
And then I look and make sure.
Maybe we should just unplug the television and be done with it.
It's like these clowns are putting up there for this latest show here. Now they're really heating into it. This stupid ass selection of a executive officer for our pathetic ass country that we have. And I watch these idiots running around acting like teenagers, bashing on each other for shit. Nobody's saying anything good about what they can do to help alleviate the problems or anything else like that. It's mostly just telling you how bad the other guy is. Oh, that guy eats poop. Well, I'm rubber, you're glue. I mean, it's that bad. It's like little children. I'll be glad when it's over. But no, it's not going to be over, because you guys got to understand where we're at over here, right? No matter who wins, the other side's going to lose their freaking mind. And that's all there is to it. That's how divisive this has become here. And they've taken us away from our original way that things were done, Yeah, they used to have a vice presidential debate. Because you didn't vote, they didn't run on a ticket. You voted for them separately.
Hey, Richard, how's it going?
So if you had a good guy running for president and you didn't want to vote for him because he was dragging some turd along with him, they didn't have that. It was like, hey, yeah, this would be a good president. This would be a good vice president. I think at even one time they tried it to where even whoever lost the election out of the two became vice president, which would be a lot better, of course. I wonder why that keeps telling me that.
Hey, Rich, how's it going?
Well, at least it would balance it out, right?
It balanced it out a lot better. The so-called checks and balances that were once in place, they've been gone for a long time, man.
They haven't existed since the banks went.
No. One of the biggest things they did with that was never contesting the executive order action. There's nothing in our Constitution that says that the president can make an executive order and it just, bam, it's just a dictate. There's nothing in there about that. But the very first one to do that was, of course, the one that turned us into a federalist democracy over a Confederate republic, and that was Abraham Lincoln. He did the very first one. I think the president that signed the most executive orders was FDR, and he was a straight-up communist. So, yeah, we lost this place a long time ago. People are just now waking up to notice. Oh well. I'm just documenting the fall of the Western civilization. That's what I'm doing.
I like it.
I mean,
what else? Likes it.
Tonight's so exciting.
No, I like it because it means that Jesus is coming. So I like it.
Well, I've been saying for a while the beginning is near.
The end is nigh.
Nah, it ain't the end. It's the beginning. It's the end of.
Can I get chili on those Freedom Fries, please?
Yeah, right. freedom fries. That was a joke too. Holy crap! People fly onto whatever nonsense propaganda people give you. You know, it was like, hey, we're going to go in here without justification and commit war. You know, we're just going to go in here and commit war. And France said, no, we're not going to do that. We don't have enough to do it with, you know. And so we said, oh, you guys are just chicken. And it's like, oh my God.
Villages near and far. Lend me your ears.
I just saw you put your hand on your face, Dave.
That's disgusting.
Men in tights, where?
Where's Little John? Hey, Andrew Johnson popped in. Oh, what a surprise. He took the
Oh, so he has been listening then.
There you go, Michael. There's Andrew Johnson for you.
Well, I'm changing my name.
What's happening, Andrew? How are you tonight?
Yeah, hi. Sorry, am I on now?
Yeah, man.
All right. Sorry, I'm a bit croaky this morning. Yeah, Keith. Yeah, just woken up to a message saying, "Please come on." So
yeah. Michael asked for you, so I said, okay.
Oh, I just thought you're always trying to get on, and we've got nobody to talk to. I was like, let him on, give him a chance. So,
jeez, aren't you guys lovely and nice?
What you got for us?
We are so lovely.
Well, you have to give me about 10 minutes for my computer to boot up, and of course, I have no.
So you come unprepared, sir.
Well, what I did was when I saw the notice, I rang in and said, "Hey,
you just woke up, man."
I just woke up. It's 6:30 over here, and I just woke up.
So did you hear me asking for?
No.
Oh yeah.
I left him a message.
Keith messaged me. I haven't seen anything of what you talked about. Hey, sorry.
We haven't been talking about. Oh, we're just talking rubbish, mate. Like.
Right, because you know your thumbnail says I was wrong, and you got a picture of the Humber estuary. So obviously that's the subject.
What?
Correct?
Yeah, I just corrected the information that I gave wrong 2 nights ago.
So have you talked about it so far?
Yeah, in the beginning of the show.
Right, and what did you say?
I gave the correct information.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to tell me what you said.
I told the wrong distance because I mixed up the lighthouse and the pub. So I gave the correct distance.
Okay. So that's like the last time you admitted you're wrong, where it was a tiny little mistake, not a big blunder.
No.
Yep.
So you
doesn't change the fact. It doesn't change the fact. You should still see. You shouldn't see the bottom of the lighthouse. So.
Right. So you got at one point you were talking about the lighthouse, but you had the distance to the pub, something like that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Because the one to the pub was 12 kilometers, and to the lighthouse was what, about almost 10 kilometers.
Right.
9.6 kilometers. Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I thought the pub was 12. I thought it was about 7 miles, about 12 k's.
Snake is long.
To be honest, I can't remember how far away it is.
Hey, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, what's the bridge?
Hey, how you doing, Flats?
Where'd Andrew go?
He just dropped you. Probably coming
getting his computer ready or something.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
So what's news, Rich?
Nothing much. Just checking you guys out. Finally got my mic working.
Nice.
No more broken mic.
Yeah. I think it was the stream, man.
What is this? A circus?
It is.
That's why you were here, Ryan.
I am the circus.
Are you not entertained?
I will entertain you if you don't like it.
That's right.
AJ's back.
That's right.
AJ's back.
Be entertained.
So, Andrew, you're quite convinced that the Earth is a globe. Is that I get that from
well, that's absolutely. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know whether I just accidentally kicked myself off then.
Yeah, you might have. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm on my phone, so I don't know whether I touched something accidentally.
Right. So, what kind of scientifically verifiable proof of a globe Earth do you have?
Oh, I've got plenty. I've offered. You know,
just one. That's all I've ever been looking for. Is just one scientifically verifiable proof of a globe.
Yeah, sure. Measurements of curvature.
Measurement.
That'd be science, but that'd be
Measurement?
measurement.
How
Whether
do
you
you
say it's science
measure?
or not,
How did
it's
you
measurement.
how do you measure curvature?
Well, this is the thing. I've made a proposition to Keith saying I want to come on and present something, a couple of things, and I will after I've done that, I will leave him alone. Now I'm not going to get into that argument that topic today. I'm here to talk about the Humber River one, and that's it. Because the Humber estuary, the tinfoil hat man thing, because I don't want Keith to say that I came on and talked about other subjects. And that
you kind of made a claim. You said you had measurements of curvature.
Sure, but I'm not here to talk about that today. I'm here to talk about the Humber.
They never are. They never are. They never are.
Yeah.
They're always, I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to talk about something else.
Well, because
and it's like all I'm asking for and have asked the whole time that I've ever been on is for just one scientifically verifiable proof of a globe Earth. Okay, this means that you have to explain scientific impossibilities. You have to, and you can't. One of the biggest ones being having the fact that we have an air pressure that it must be contained.
And you know the answer to that, don't you?
No, I don't. I do, yes, because it's contained.
No, well, yes, it is contained. I agree with you, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, yeah, physically contained.
No, contained by a force, but you know.
Oh, really? What force is it that's containing?
Come on, yeah. So I've done.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. What force could physically contain a gas?
Yeah, you know the globe answer to this, so I'm not going to.
If you're going to claim gravity, then I'm going to ask you for a demonstration. Show me the Show me the Shush! I'm still talking.
I don't care. I didn't.
I'm talking.
Run, little boy, run!
Show me the experiment that verifies that air is affected by gravity. Please go right ahead.
Now, it doesn't matter what I say. You're going to say
a citation that proves that air.
No, we don't want you to say. We want you to show us evidence.
It doesn't matter what you say. You will have to show. That's what he's asking. So it doesn't matter what you say. You're correct.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what I say. Some will say
you have to
that's
show
wrong. You
can say
wrong.
Can you cite?
Don't smell.
Can you cite or point me in the direction?
He's asking you to prove it. So it's not about what you're talking about. It's about what you can prove.
Right. Can you cite or point me in the direction of an experiment that verifies that air is affected by gravity?
Well, according to the globe paradigm, gravity exists, and it affects anything with mass.
Okay, but there
you
again,
go. There it is.
That's a statement.
Is that something you've experienced?
Hold on. That's a statement. That is not a citation of a demonstrable experiment that verifies that air is affected by what you call gravity. Okay.
Right. Well, because you know what I'm then going to mention. You know what I'm then going to mention about the experiments that validate gravity.
No, I don't. Even if gravity did exist, okay. Gotcha. Even if you have. Okay, let's just pretend that it exists. Okay.
All right. Okay. Let's jump that.
Now, cite or point me in the direction of an experiment that's demonstrable and repeatable that shows that gravity is having an effect on air.
Right. Well,
okay.
If gravity
I'm not talking about not generalizations of a myth about mass attracting mass. None of that.
I like how he starts his argument with
I am specifically asking for demonstration of air being affected by gravity.
Yeah, and gravity affects all mass. Anytime you look
that's your claim. I'm asking for the demonstration, the demonstrable, repeatable experimentation that proves that air is affected by gravity.
Okay.
What's mass?
Hang on, just can you just give me a second? My computer is taking forever to load up, so I can't go on camera and show anything until it boots up. But I will present you. Oh, something's really bad up there. There's some horrible.
Andrew, do you want to present whatever you want tomorrow night? Will that be easier?
I'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe he'll be ready then because
I think it'll be easier. Because then tonight, maybe tonight you can tell us what mass is.
Well, it's matter.
That's
So
interesting.
that hissing is still going on. It's gone quiet, but it's still going on in the background. Who's that?
Huh?
What is you?
Are you hearing a really loud hissing?
I can hear it, but it's not very loud. But
yeah, no, it's gone quiet again.
Maybe it's my computer. It's the
I think
fans
it's
are on.
Roger.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's you pretty much bet your ass that if there's any chaos, it's Roger.
I thought
I know that. I know that.
I thought it was Andrew bringing out his ruler of his measurements of curve.
Yeah, my fan on the computer's kicked into overdrive for some reason. So.
All right, no problems. When this gets going, I will provide you with a diagram of some way of showing. I can't demonstrate here because I don't have the equipment, but a way of showing that air is affected by gravity.
Well, go ahead and just describe it. What method?
I'd rather draw a little picture, and I don't know why my computer.
Leave him to do his.
Oh boy, do you need some crayons?
Wait. Drawing a picture describing your hypothesis is not a proper demonstration or a repeatable, demonstrable experiment.
Right. So
proving the hypothesis. So I could draw a picture of a unicorn, or better yet, a purple elephant flying around. It doesn't make it real.
Great. So every time I say something, you go on with about 20 sentences. Can you just give me a chance to say something for a moment?
Go ahead, Andrew.
So, thank you. So I'm going to draw.
Dropped again.
Nice. When he used the crescendo,
he's going to come in again. But let's just let him hear him out. Let's just let him hear him out quickly and see what he says. Because he's digging his own hole. That's all we can say.
He has no container.
I got a pot of his sauce. We can put him in it.
But yeah, I think let him present tomorrow what he wants to present.
That's right.
And just let him get it off his chest because it is probably bothering him. He doesn't sleep at night. Okay. Okay, there we go.
I have crayons.
Andrew, yeah, try again, man.
He's back.
Yeah, I don't know why I've dropped out. So when this gets working, I'm going to draw you a picture and describe a very simple experiment so you can demonstrate how air, the atmosphere, is affected by gravity. I don't have the equipment to do it. I probably can't cite anyone who's actually done it, but it is pretty simple.
One second, though.
Do you have a hypothesis?
Andrew, 1 second. An experiment should be repeatable and testable. So if no one's done it, then
I didn't say no one's done it. I'm saying I haven't looked up so that I can.
I draw one too.
You've done it, so like you should pass the information on so that I could, if I could get the things, I could do it myself. But you've just said you don't know anybody who's done it.
Well, I haven't looked for anyone done it.
It's not been done, has it? If you don't know anybody who's done it, mate.
No, I just haven't.
You just believe it, Andrew, right?
Look, here's my biggest contention. All right,
when I called out for you to come on, I didn't expect you to come with bullshit, man. Come with something, not rubbish.
Here we are in the year 2024. We're in the year.
Oh, here we go, Sov. Go on, keep monologuing, Sov. Give me a second. Talk, please, mate.
We're in the year 2024, and surely by this point in time, someone has devised some kind of a demonstrable, repeatable experiment proving that air is affected by gravity. And better yet, you would figure that they would have something better to defend their myth of mass attracting mass than some janky ass 18th century crap that's just merely a demonstration of torsion dynamics. This is 2024, and that's I would be embarrassed to use that example. I really would. But you mean to tell me there is no demonstration whatsoever?
So am I going to start putting a stopwatch on you because you just go on and on and on, and you've said the same thing 50 times, and you're not. And every time I start talking, you talk over me with the same stuff again. So please give me a chance.
Let's start from the beginning. What's the hypothesis, Andrew?
The hypothesis is that gravity.
Not again.
Dropped again. I think let's ask him for his hypothesis. I'm going to write his hypothesis down.
Best thing to do is tell him to prepare and come back tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's try again. Hypothesis.
Ding.
Well, the hypothesis is that gravity causes mass to be attracted to mass.
No, I said specifically air.
Right.
Okay. I don't care if you think air is a mass or not.
No, not a mass.
In order for air to be a mass, it would have to be in a collected volume. And you cannot have a volume.
I'm not saying air is a mass. Okay, I'll get onto it. It's not that air is a mass. So if you're getting that wrong, it has mass. Does air have mass?
I don't know.
Resistance to
It's your
inertia.
story. Only in a
No, but-
only in a contained volume, and you
I
can
don't care
only
about the
have a
contained thing.
contained. But listen to me. You can only have a volume of any gas with containment. So what are you talking about? What mass? How much? How much? You're
Well,
acting like all the gases are one cohesive mass. They're not.
No, I didn't. No, I'm not. So you're just making things up. I'm saying, going to ask you the question: does air have mass?
No.
Really? So what happens when wind hits you and you feel?
Oh, there he goes again. Bye-bye.
Is he doing that on purpose?
So
I think he might be.
intrinsically, air only has mass if it's if the gas particles are collected together, okay, and it's still not a cohesive mass. It's only in a mass because you have it contained. Outside of that, it does. So what's this? This one will have mass. This one will have mass. This one will have mass, but it's only due
Except
to
your
the
mass.
containment. You can't. Outside of the containment, they're all individual particles. They will never, ever, ever bond together.
Ding ding.
I never said. So you've switched on to a different subject. I'm saying that air has mass.
Okay.
And you disagree with that?
I'm with Keith.
Well, go ahead. If it does have mass, so what?
Just quickly,
so then it's
with
affected
Keith,
by
like,
gravity.
I think we should define mass first. Like,
So prove it has mass by showing it being attracted to another mass.
No, hang on. You've
No.
jumped a step there.
It's your fucking claim. It's your claim, bro.
You don't accept that it has mass, and I ask
Wait,
you.
that's your claim. You claim
No.
that it has mass, and therefore,
and you disagree
all
with
right.
me.
So prove it.
So what happens what happens when wind hits you in the face and you
I'm
feel
not
like
asking
you're being pushed
about
backwards?
the wind. Prove to me that a mass of air.
I've never been wind kicked by the
Prove
face.
to me that mass of air is attracted to any other mass. Show me that it's attracted to anything.
No, we've got to get over the hurdle of you not thinking that gas has mass.
I don't believe mass attracts mass anyways.
No,
That's
you've jumped a step, You've jumped a step because whatever I say about gravity, you're going to say that air doesn't have mass, so therefore I'm wrong.
Well,
so,
all right.
you are wrong about air not having
have mass. So what?
Great.
So what? You're basing your hypothesis on a myth. Secondly, you're basing it on an assumption that air intrinsically on its own has mass. It cannot have mass.
You just agreed to hypothetically.
It cannot have mass unless it's in a contained volume.
Okay, yeah, then let's put it this way.
So you don't understand what mass is.
Let's break it down then. What is mass? Oh, that was broken. I think it's going to be easier if he tells us what defines mass, then we move it on from there because...
I agree.
I think we got different definitions of mass. So Andrew, might be easier if you define for us what mass is.
Yeah. Can I? Am I dropping out or am I getting kicked?
No, you're
dropping out.
I'm dropping out. I don't know why I'm dropping out.
Dropping out.
So I'm rebooting my computer. It's just taking forever this morning. But
no stress.
Okay, mass is resistance. Inertial mass.
Oh, he's dropped again.
Vicky's got a button somewhere, dude. She's pushing it every time, like ding.
Do you maybe have a button there that you keep pushing, like done or something?
No, I'm keeping my face away from the phone. I don't know why. I've switched from Wi-Fi to cellular network, and it keeps dropping me out.
That's why.
No, it's dropping out on both forms. So, all right.
Okay, but you're saying it's resistance to inertia.
Not resistance to inertia, resistance to a change in inertia.
So does gas ever stop moving?
That doesn't matter. If you try and change its inertia, you have to put a force in, put energy into it to change its inertia. That means it has mass. So if you all right, I'll give you the hypothetical. If you have a box inside a vacuum chamber, right? And the box has nothing in it. It's the same pressure as the vacuum chamber, essentially zero. And if you try and imagine that you could stand in the vacuum chamber, okay, with one of, Moomin Rider's spacesuits in a vacuum chamber, and you try and push that box along somewhere, the weight of the box, or the mass of the box, will resist you accelerating it to the side. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, box has mass.
Great. So now if you put some air inside that box, and you try and do the same thing, try and slide it along a rail or something like that, it will resist that change in speed more now that it's got air in it, because the air has mass. You're trying to accelerate the box and the air inside it. So therefore, air has mass.
I can agree that there is definitely. Well, it has to have some substance of something because it does.
Right.
Wait
So
a
we call
second.
that mass.
Wait a second. AJ. The air is in something, isn't it? It's in a
So
box.
we're not arguing about
Wait a
containment at
second.
this point.
This is
We're
my
arguing
point.
about whether air has mass.
My point being, exactly as I said before, the only way the air can even have a mass is if it's in a contained volume. Outside of a contained volume, it has no mass because it disperses.
It doesn't mean it doesn't have mass.
All of the molecules are unbonded to one another, which means
absolutely, I agree.
cannot form into a cohesive mass.
No,
and the only way to have a
mass
of air is
you're using the word in two different forms. You are using the two different definitions of the word mass.
Oh, okay.
So, okay. Let's consider another situation. Let's consider that the entire universe is uncontained. Okay, let's just think about that. It's infinitely big.
Oh my
right?
God, that's what.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get you to understand what you're getting wrong here.
If it's contained, then where's it expanding to?
So, just hypothetically, the universe is infinite. Okay, let's go with that. There's no barriers anywhere. Okay, so
you're using Narnia land to try to prove your Narnia.
It's a hypothetical situation to try and test your understanding by taking it to an extreme.
Let Andrew talk. Let him talk.
Keep it on Earth, Chief. That's where we live. Keep it on Earth.
Well, you see, if I say on Earth, you say it's contained, and therefore I can't have this hypothetical situation. So I want you to run with the hypothetical situation.
How are you ever going to have a volume of any gas without a container?
I didn't even talk about volume. I didn't get to that point. You won't let me go the hypothetical that the universe is infinite.
Do you need a volume in order to have mass?
No, not at all.
No?
No, you just need material.
Mass is intrinsic to volume.
Yeah, but can we just let him?
No, it's not.
Can we just let him talk, and then we'll pick it apart?
Yeah.
Because I can't even follow on it here. It's just talking over each other and that.
Let's just assume that the universe is infinite. There's no container out there. Who knows how and why and whatever. Let's just assume that. So Sov can't say, well, there's a container somewhere. And let's just assume that the universe only contains 2 molecules of hydrogen, 2 hydrogen atoms, right? And they're going around about their own business, just flying in one direction, and the other one's flying in another direction. And just by some chance, those 2 molecules happen to hit each other. Now, what happens? They bounce off each other like they would if they were on Earth. It doesn't matter that there's no container bazillions of miles away. It doesn't matter. They still bounce off each other and ricochet as if they were 2 masses hitting each other and ricocheting off each other.
And they would never, ever meet again.
I don't care. That's not the point. The point is that this is showing without a container, they still have
the point. Because the pressure is the result of the restriction of those molecules being able to do exactly what you just described.
You're talking about pressure. By containing something, you're giving it pressure.
Thank you.
Gas has mass.
For you.
Oh, jeez. Yep.
I got a question for you. Quick, those gas molecules, would they have a certain gravity of their own according to your model? And when they attract
yes, they would. Yes, they would.
Do they do that in reality?
Then why wouldn't they stick together?
So give me a chance to answer. Well, if you put the masses of 2 hydrogen atoms through the equation, the Newtonian equation for gravity, how much force is there? Not very much at all. In fact, it's almost insignificant, and that's why. What's her name? Robinson that you that presented that you always Crystal Rob. No, it's not Crystal. What's her name? She's got a gemstone name. No, the one who talks about what is mass. It was a scientist. It was like a kid's present. Anyway, she says that the direction of movement of gas is not directly affected by gravity. Correct? That's the quote, isn't it?
I think that I've heard that before, but here's my...
Flatz uses it all the time. Right, it's not directly affected by gravity because the gravitational attraction between 2 molecules of gas is so insignificantly small that you may as well just ignore it. So, does gas have mass, irrespective of whether it's contained, Sov?
Look, you're never going to... Those 2 molecules are never... Or those 2 hydrogen that you're talking about... if they were to hit one another, are not ever going to hit each other again.
Probably
without
not. That's not important.
containment.
My point was that when they hit, they demonstrate that they have mass by bouncing off each other.
So then they should have their own gravity, right? And
they
should
do, and I've just said
draw
that it's
each other
absolutely
together?
infinitely small.
Well, why would it be so what? It's still the same thing. Why would they not just go ahead and just hang on to each other then?
So if you calculate how much...
I mean, you do realize that that's how your sun had to come into existence, right?
Yeah, because a big. Oh, hey, my computer's starting to work on. Hang on, I'm getting a monster truck ad. This is great. Let's go. Hang on, let's mute that. What was I saying? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So no, they won't ever. They probably won't hit each other again, but it shows that they've got mass.
Okay. So if they have mass, then they must have gravity. And if there's nothing, if there were nothing else to influence them at all, no other gravity out there, why wouldn't their own gravity go ahead and just make them stick together?
Right. Because I just said it to Roger a couple of minutes ago, they won't stick together because they have. Okay, so consider the mass of these atoms is extremely small, right? You understand that, yes? Yep. And the gas molecules, if they've got any sort of temperature about them, especially our normal temperatures, they have a lot of kinetic energy in them. So very small thing can have a lot of energy in it, and that is many orders of magnitude larger than the force of gravity that would be attracting them together to each other. So when they come together,
we both agree that they could never stick together. Their own gravity could never stick them together.
They're unlikely to stick together if they were ultra cold. All right,
cool. So we're on the same page.
Ultra cold.
So how could you have ever gotten a mass of hydrogen like the sun?
How would the sun fall?
Crunched in on itself because of this gravity that could never happen because of it's so small.
Right.
How would that ever occur?
Yeah. Okay. So you have a large enough cloud of matter in the universe that's close enough together, I guess.
But I thought that it's a vacuum. That's a privation of matter.
No, the universe isn't a vacuum. It has matter in it.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Well, I mean,
how does
we say the universe is empty, or has it got stuff in it?
What would cause hydrogen atoms to want to collect together to form into a cohesive mass?
Gravity.
Well, you just told me that they don't have enough gravity on their own to stick together.
I said if you look at two particles, then the probability of, just say they bounce off each other and start heading in different directions, they still have a gravitational attraction between each other, but it's so small that it's unlikely to draw them back together.
We need more of them bouncing around?
Well, if you have
is that what you're saying? We need more of them bouncing around. So if I put 5 of them in there,
well, how about we put a Googleplex of them together?
Well, where did you get this from? How did you get a mass of these things together in the first place?
Well, they just existed. I can't explain how the universe came into existence, but they. Well, I don't know.
You realize
that it was created by a divine being. I don't necessarily agree.
So your argument is just believe me, bro.
No, but you're asking how can a mass of gas draw itself together and create a star? And then you're going, well, where did that mass come from? That mass.
It can't. You just showed that it can't.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
Say that. I said the force between them is so small that those two particles.
That's right. That's right. It is so small that those particles cannot attract to one another.
No,
and so therefore, if 2 can't attract to one another, 1,000,000 of them can't either. They're all.
I didn't say they don't attract to each other.
As soon as they bounce off each other, what's going to happen? It's a thing called dispersal. If what you are saying is correct, then we would see balls of propane and shit like that floating around. There would be no dispersal of it because they all were so close together that their own gravity formed them into one mass of the fucking gas. Dude, you are talking Narnia shit, man.
Right. Dave, it was a gravity well. That's what caused the sun. It fell into one of those.
So you have completely misrepresented what I said. I said that the gravitational attraction between those two molecules of hydrogen is so small that you may as well ignore it. Not that it doesn't exist. If you put enough into a big cloud of hydrogen or whatever it is that just happens to exist, I don't care where it came from, let's just say it happens to exist, they won't all just fly apart. there'll be a collective bias for them to stay close together, and they eventually sort of coalesce together, and there's so much mass that the gravitational attraction between all those particles is greater than the kinetic energy of those particles need to be able to escape that gravitational well, and they form a star. Now, my computer's on, so I am going to connect through that.
Nice paint job.
Thank you. Just waiting for Andrew.
He needs to knock about because I'm ready for bed.
And don't snore on camera, whatever you do.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, I'm on a computer. Wow.
Cool. Okay.
Wow. Congratulations.
Nice.
I didn't hear what I
nice.
said in the last 30 seconds. So can I just ask, is my voice coming through okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, great. No problem.
I was trying to see what you're doing.
So can we jump on to
I got one of those. I got a demonstration.
Can we jump on to my... I mean, we'll get back to Tinfoil Hat Man, but I want to show you because Soft Challenge...
No, but that's tomorrow night. I just want to quickly show you this.
Okay, come on tomorrow night. I said that.
Yeah,
I
that'd
can
be
do
perfect.
Tinfoil Hat Man in 5 minutes, mate. I can do that in 5 minutes.
Tomorrow night, yeah.
How can you do that in 5 minutes?
I can't do it tomorrow night. What's so hard for you to try and negotiate with me at a time when I'm available? Like, I woke up this morning, you'd been going on for an hour. I woke up and I got a message saying, come on right now, you're invited.
I said that they invited you. Be glad they let you invite. I say be glad.
Nice that they had me on and they haven't
forget that.
Me off yet.
No, but just 1 minute, Andrew. That was at the beginning of the show. Like, you are literally near end of the show. So,
yeah,
we can't, listen to everything you've got to say now because I go to bed soon. So, I'm going somewhere. You've done
literally give me about 10 minutes and I'll do two things. If Sov doesn't interrupt with his monologues, I will show him my thought experiment to show that air is affected by gravity. Right now, he's going to say it's in a container. I don't care. That's not what I'm trying to argue here. So, what would? You can see that well enough? Yeah. Okay. So out here, let's say, for example, hang on, I'm going to just move some things there. Get a better. Hang on, come down a little bit. There we go. So, if this is the normal air, we're on Earth here. I'm not hypothetically talking about somewhere else, and we have. I hope that's showing well enough, but we have four. Is that back to front?
Your mirror, dude. You need to turn it the other way.
We'll just say
it doesn't matter. I don't know how to turn this around. It's Restream that's doing it, I think. So we've got 14.7 psi at the floor, and up here, a little bit above us, we've got 14.6 psi. Okay, we agree with that. The air pressure decreases.
Pressure
Okay.
gradient.
Right. So now I've got a big cylinder here. Man, it's reflecting stuff. But there we go. It's better. So that's a big cylinder, like a big gas cylinder, and it's open at the top. So you will agree that there is 14.7 down the bottom and 14.6 up the top.
Yeah.
Agreed. Okay. Now, if I cap this off, we've still got 14.7 in the bottom and 14.6 at the top because I haven't changed anything. I've just closed the lid. Agreed?
Okay.
Now, what is going to happen if I do that to the cylinder? Am I going to have 14.7 here, or am I going to have 14.7 down here? Remember, the ground is still down this way. I've just flipped my cylinder over.
No, not immediately. I think what's going to happen.
No, not immediately, or
no.
No.
Listen to me. It's going to disperse to a point where now, because you put the undisturbed in there, that now it's going to just become a uniform pressure within.
So
it'll find equilibrium.
So your claim is that
saying,
gravity. Hold on, it's going to be 14.7 through the whole thing, or what? It's going to be it will be a uniform pressure throughout the entire.
So you're saying it's going to equalize to 14.6.
It's a unit, yes, and this is precisely the reason that you have to roll scuba tanks after they've been sitting for a while before you use them.
He's never used them, so.
One or two times, but I'm not that familiar with them.
Okay, but how big does that container have to be then?
What does rolling them do, Sov?
So your contention, your claim is that it's gravity that causes that. Do you have any proof?
Well,
listen
so
to me.
like I say,
Do you have? Listen to me. It's going to be.
I've already said
It's
it. So
going to be a
uniform.
No, it's going to be a uniform pressure because all you did was capture. Shush.
So,
all you did was capture what was out here. When you disturbed it separately from what is outside of it, it's going to become a uniform pressure within it. Okay.
So you're saying that I've got the cap open and I've got 14.7 at the bottom and 14.6 at the top. As soon as, and you're saying, all right, you're saying as soon as I cap it off, it'll equalize all the way up and down to 14.65.
No, I didn't say that at all. I said as soon as you just. That's because you. That's all you heard.
Okay.
That's because that's all you heard.
That's okay. You said after I flipped it over, it's going to. So I'm going to cap it off. We get 7 and 6, right? As soon as I do that, it's going to change to 6.5 throughout the whole thing.
Mixing it. Yeah, you started mixing it.
Right. So at what point?
You flipped it around. Yes, as soon as you flipped it around, you started mixing it.
All right, so I have just.
It's a closed system now.
Now, this you keep in mind. This is a drawing. This is a drawing that you're using. Right,
yeah,
you're not using reality.
Just quickly, Andrew. Once you've capped it off, you do realise you've got a closed system there, mate.
I don't care. That's not the argument. I'm not talking
about
closed systems and open systems.
It will just have to all be one pressure because it will just all equalise inside that container.
Now, I'll ask you 2 questions.
Now, hang on, wait a second.
Listen, I got a guy putting a starter on my Jeep. Okay, and I need to. I gotta go to that.
Well, if you didn't talk so long every time I talk, we'd get through this.
Also, here's what you're not taking into account. Okay.
Go on.
Because you're always looking for a singular reason.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm asking
then
you.
Again, shut the fuck up
you
for a minute. Okay? Now,
I'm asking why it would cause that to mix around and equalize. Now, do you agree? When I put the cap on, you'll get 14.7 at the bottom, 14.6 at the top still. Right? Now,
do you agree that that's better done in?
You're not understand about the fact that you're mixing now a closed container.
I don't care about its closed container. Oh man. Okay.
No, what I'm about to put. No, just listen to me, and then I got to roll for a second. Okay. Now, does what will heat do to air? It will cause a pressure increase, right? What will happen if I remove or add elements to the already existing pressure? Will it increase and decrease? Yes.
It's a closed cylinder. There's no adding or removing.
It will. If I increase the dispersal area, will I also get a different pressure? Yes,
so
absolutely.
None of these things pertain to my cylinder.
Shush a minute. If I take a pressure near the source of the gases as opposed to far away from the source of the gases, will it show a different pressure? Absolutely it will. So you haven't taken into account any of the many variables that take place within a dynamic pressure system. Okay?
Someone was saying we've got a couple of handsome oldies on screen.
We've continuously. Now, what I'm doing right here, I ran this simulation right here of gas particles in this thing. And what I'm doing right now is because now I have an abundance of them. And I'm going to add some more because I'm waiting for them to finally get some gravity and stick together. I'm waiting for them to get together so they'll be in one cohesive mass because of their own gravity. Now, they're restricted in here, right? In fact, let's restrict it a little bit more. Let's close it up so that they're tighter together. Surely that'll let their own gravity hold together on them, right? Oh,
can someone tell me when Sol's finished? I'm not listening because he's just going on about different topics. He's avoiding telling me how he thinks this is going to work.
It's all the same topic.
Sol?
It's
14.7 at the bottom, 14.6 at the top. So you say as soon as I do this, it will equalize to 14.65 everywhere. It will start
to equalize, yes, absolutely.
Right, give it time, it'll equalize. Right.
Yes, so, absolutely.
Here's my gas cylinder. At what point does it start to equalize?
Immediately.
Immediately. What do I have to?
It takes time, dude.
Do I have to
it takes time.
Yeah. No, when does it start? When does it finish? That's through the air of time.
Starts as soon as he puts lid on it.
Yep.
So as soon as we put the lid on it, as soon as we put the lid on it, that will start equalizing. And just by turning upside down, I'm speeding up the process.
It seemed like you misunderstood. You misunderstood his You misunderstood what he was showing you there. Because you're the one that got the positive claim of gravity doing something.
I'm asking what Sol thinks would happen. I'm telling you what
shouldn't
I
be
think would
asking
happen.
anything.
Doesn't matter.
have
You
the
know what?
positive
You're
claim
supposed
of
to be
gravity
proving.
being the cause of something.
Yeah, you're supposed to be proving that gravity is the cause of what you think,
Right.
like a
Because
gradient.
everything
you
that
won't
he
let me get
explained,
to the
you
point.
already
You're
agreed
arguing
to.
that you're arguing that this will equalize slowly or
No.
quickly if I do that.
You have the positive claim of gravity. You're arguing, not him.
So if I can find an example, right, of someone doing this, capping a cylinder, turning it upside down like this, and this is shaking it about.
So you're just
and then
ignoring
measuring,
you're just ignoring the burden of proof that you have.
Yeah, and I'm saying I don't have it right here now because I haven't prepared for this. Right? Thanks,
Okay,
Ken
so
Hogan.
you have.
All right,
no,
your
I'm saying
claim
you
is that
have no
gravity
validation of
causes
what you
that.
claim.
Your claim is
Yes.
that gravity causes
Gravity
that.
caused that. If I turn
Prove
this
it.
upside down,
So
well,
there's a 14. So there's a 9.8 meter per second squared acceleration downward of that air. Is that what you're suggesting?
yes, but if you
Oh,
combine
really?
that,
Can you prove a 9.8 meters per second
Sol.
squared downward acceleration of air?
Can I get the second half of my sentence out before you interrupt me? I say.
Can you prove that gravity is the cause of your fucking effect that you observe?
Right. Well, you've said that something like you cap it off, the gas will try and arrange itself around.
Here you go again. You
Holy shit.
you prove? You're talking about what he's talking about.
Yeah, and I'm trying to compare what I'm saying to what he's saying, right? And
No, it's not a comparison. It's you presenting a proof of a claim that you're making. That's why everybody's jumping in.
I'm saying that this is what would happen under gravity, right? It would.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Hold on.
And if I take
let me
this,
ask you something. Let me ask you. Hold on. Then, if your theory is correct, if given the error of time, if I let that cylinder set, all of the air inside of it's going to gather at the very bottom, leaving a vacuum at the top. Correct?
No, that's not
Why?
correct. So you're misrepresenting how gravity works.
Why won't it?
Because I told you the same thing with the two hydrogen atoms in infinite space. The force between them, the intermolecular gravitational force is really, really small. It's not that's will cause these to come
but
together.
look at my thing. I got it all gathered together really tight, and it's still not fucking gathering together. They're still not fucking sticking.
So do you mean in that simulation?
Yeah, they never will stick together. Show me gas molecules. Show me gas molecules sticking together.
I didn't say they would stick together, Sol.
Well, then how did you get a hydrogen mass?
A mass of hydrogen?
Yeah.
Well, we just made it exist because that's the situation. What did you do?
Wait a second. That's the claim of what the sun is. It is out there in this 10
so we're going backwards.
17.
I've already explained that to you. I'm trying to.
No, you didn't explain it. You made up some kind of a cockamamie story.
I explained how, in the globe paradigm, how that happens, how it explains it. Okay, right? I can't do anything more than explain it to you, right? And you say it's wrong. Well, that's it.
No, I'm not saying you didn't show anything. You drew a fucking picture.
I'm coming to this picture.
You ignored gas behavior. You ignored gas laws and drew a picture.
Gas laws? What behavior? What
entropic behavior, sir.
What would cause this?
Entropic.
To just slowly or quickly equalize. Tell me what would cause that to happen.
Entropy.
Okay.
You're going to have to explain it a bit more.
You've taken the air out of a dynamic system and placed it into a closed system. There's no dynamics.
So what's going to happen?
There are no dynamics within the system that you created to fluctuate or cause anything.
Oh, that's great. Thank you very much, Sol. So you realize then if there is no dynamic forces within this cylinder, then there's nothing to cause the pressure to equalize.
Yes.
What's the size of the
Why?
container?
What? You just said there's no dynamic. There's no forces. There's nothing going on.
So the gas molecules stopped moving.
No, they don't stop moving.
Well, then shut the fuck up. What are you talking about?
He don't know
what's making the gas molecules move. Where are they getting their kinetic energy from?
They're heat. You didn't cool them down to absolute zero, did you? They're still the temperature they are at 20 degrees.
You can't entropy, dude. You can't change that.
Hang on.
He's trying to change the law of entropy right now.
Now entropy is caused by gravity. Now that's his claim. That's what he's going to tell you
please, can the two of us talk, please, without everyone jumping in? The same for you, Region 23, whoever you are. Please stop jumping in. So you're saying that there's something that causes this to equalize, but you're also saying there are no dynamic forces because I've sealed it off from the
The only
dynamic
thing
system
is
of the
that
outside
of
world.
the
Oh,
gas
that's why he want me to
itself.
stop jumping in, because he want to go ahead and complete a straw man. He don't want the burden of
That's what
proof. He
Sob
don't want
said.
me to keep
Sob
calling
said,
it out. You have the burden of proof to prove that gravity is the cause of the claim that you're making.
I'm telling
Now
you
you
how I
want
think
me
this would
to
work.
tell you that. Now you want me to shut up because I'm keep calling it out.
I want Sob to tell me. I've given my explanation for what I think happens. Sob has given some explanation, but he's contradicted himself by saying that we've isolated it from the dynamic system of the world outside, but yet he says the pressure, that the high pressure here is going to equalize all throughout the cylinder. So what's causing that?
Okay, I'm gonna quickly say, Andrew, the thing is, like we're trying to say, you are using containment now.
It's not an argument on containment.
Let me
It's not an
finish.
argument about containment. It's an argument of gravity.
Wait. Why are you not letting me talk? I've been keeping quiet this whole time.
Because you're straw manning my position. You're saying I'm
Andrew,
trying to argue a different point, and I'm not trying to argue that point.
You've been quiet this whole time, man. Let me talk.
He's
Okay,
let
you're
Sob
trying.
go at it for ages. He's not said a word. Let him talk. It's his show.
I just
want to finish the statement. I came on and Sob challenged me with things.
Yeah. Okay.
Either we're going to keep going around in circles with this, or I can give you my 5-minute debunk of tinfoil hat man.
Okay. Anyway, now like I was saying, what you're trying to accomplish is showing gas pressure doesn't require containment. But in hindsight, you're using containment.
I'm not arguing. We're talking about gravity. The argument was about whether gravity affects
more than
gas.
10 seconds. Let me finish my statement.
Because you're changing the subject.
No, not because I am talking.
Well, 1 minute, Andrew. You're doing exactly what you've just accused Sov of doing, man.
No, Sov would come in and present his thing every time I started talking.
I'm going to try again.
Go for it. And you know what I'm going to say at the end? I'm going to say you've changed the subject.
Okay, again. The whole subject
he's not going to listen.
Yeah, the whole subject is you're trying to provide your evidence for why gas pressure doesn't require containment. For that, you are saying gravity is the cause why you don't need containment, therefore Earth is an open system. So therefore you're claiming mass attracts mass, which means the gas is being attracted to the ground. That is your statement. But you are using a closed container to try prove gas pressure without containment.
I didn't. I'm not trying to prove gas pressure without containment.
Stov and Reg is trying to explain to you that you are trying to reverse the burden onto them to ask what would happen in the container when it is your burden because you're the one making a claim what will happen inside it. And what I've got on screen now is just 3 simple things. A closed container, a universe is in an open, so that will be nothing, and an open system. Do you understand what will happen between all 3 of these scenarios? If it was in the universe like you placed us with no containment, they were hit once and never return, therefore never ever have a pressure reading.
I never said they won't return.
They won't be able to. There wouldn't be any there wouldn't be any pressure reading because pressure is the amount of force attributed on a container wall. So your barometer requires
that's one way of measuring
requires a force to be pressing on it. If that gas molecule has hit and moved away, there is no pressure. Now, if we have to put it in an open system, it will hit once and bounce away and never return. Therefore, there will be no pressure to have a reading. That's why you require the closed container to have the pressure reading. The fact you actually can make a pressure reading means it's a closed. The fact you can read 14.7 psi is because the gas is able to be there to exist. If it was open, it would just escape into nothing and never be able to have a pressure reading in the first place. So your pressure gradient comes after pressure being there in containment. Okay? Now I'm going to ask again, what size is that container that you are trying to do this hypothetical in?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. A volume.
No, it doesn't.
Volume determines what's going to happen. Do you know that's a variable for what pressure?
This is the problem with.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how big or small the container
never
is.
Matters. It's always a thought experiment. There's assumptions, all kinds of nonsense. Never no serious proof, is there? Come on, man.
So what's showing on screen there? Now, Keith was going along fine there, but what he didn't factor in is an external force field. And that's what gravity
What are
is.
you talking about, dude?
That's what gravity is. And now you're going.
Gravity's not an external
gravity,
force
Dan.
field. Gravity is not even a force, mate.
No, I don't care. That nonsense is crazy. Who was it? Brian Leakey yesterday.
Einstein was crazy.
Brian Leakey posted a video showing, I think it was MC Toon and Bob the Science Guy saying something, and then he showed Brian Cox, Sabine Hoppenstetter, and Derek Mueller saying something opposite, and saying that Sabine, Brian Cox. And so this nonsense about Einstein versus Newton doesn't really matter, right? Sabine and Brian Cox and Derek Mueller are correct. Well, that's fine. Gravity still exists.
No, gravity is not a force. Not even in your own paradigm for the last 100 years. It creates the appearance
of a force. This is just talking semantics.
No, they say it's a pseudo force. It's not talking semantics at all.
Yeah, pseudo force. Fine, whatever. It creates the appearance of a force.
They threw gravity out a long time ago, dude. They really did. It's gone.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. It's just a calculation of a downward vector, or any vector for that matter. That's all it is, and it's a rate that follows it.
Just because they give the acceleration name called gravity doesn't mean it actually exists, man.
Right.
So that gravity is what's going to cause that.
Andrew, can I just ask you one thing?
Go for it, Sol.
Do you think that the 14.7 pounds per square inch pressure is a downward force? Exclusive?
No, pressure is in all directions.
It's in all directions. Okay.
Listen,
that's a step ahead of some of them, man. I've talked to some people.
It doesn't push them down on us. It pushes.
No, it's not. So I'm still got my simulation running, and they still haven't formed together into a ball.
No, because it's not. It's two things. It's not simulating the gravitational attraction between molecules, is it? It's not.
Well, there is no gravitational effect. Hold on, that's what we're trying to get to the bottom of.
So this is a simulation. It only simulates what they've programmed it to simulate. They haven't programmed it to simulate any attraction between molecules because they are just demonstrating the
talking about gas molecules and the nature of it. That's it. That's the only part of the simulation.
Perfect ideal gases in the real world.
Can I just
no, it's simulating the natural law. That's it.
Can I just speak right quickly?
Michael wants to go to bed.
I'm gonna have to go to bed. So night, guys. Love you all. God bless.
Cheers, Michael.
I mean, Andrew, see you later.
So if I was to release like a tank of oxygen, right? If I released a tank of oxygen or nitrogen and shit outside of like maybe halfway where the International Space Station is supposed to be, right? If I just released it out there in space, would that gas then start falling back to the Earth, or would it disperse out into space?
It'll do both. It'll disperse, but there is a downward bias caused by the gravitational field of Earth.
Okay, so now with this confidence in your gravitational bias of gases because of gravity, where is the demonstrable and repeatable scientific experiments verifying?
There it is. That's a very simple experiment.
That's a drawing on a whiteboard. That's a drawing on a whiteboard.
Yeah, sure. That's a drawing of taking a cylinder and measuring the pressure at the top and the bottom of it.
Just claiming a pressure gradient, that's all well and good. Your claim is that it is caused by gravity. Therefore, the burden of proof is on you to prove that gravity is the cause of it and not a combination of elements, dispersal, and temperature.
So can you explain how many of those three things would cause it either to maintain a pressure gradient in the cylinder or for it to equalize the pressure gradient? How does one of those
you can create a pressure gradient in a cylinder yourself merely by putting a pressurized cylinder, listen to me, into a bucket of ice and heating up the top. And you will create a pressure gradient. Listen to me. You will create a pressure gradient that goes from a high pressure to a low pressure all the way through that entire cylinder. Now,
you've just changed the experiment, Sol. You've just put energy into the system, an imbalance of energy into the system by heating the bottom of it or cooling the bottom of it.
Course.
I'm not doing any of that. I'm just taking.
Wait, no. Does the Earth have a dynamic system consisting of a heating and cooling element to the entire dynamics? Does it or does it?
So what is the temperature difference between
Shut up and answer the question.
You asked me a question. I'm answering it.
You're asking me another question.
Yeah. The temperature difference between here and here is bugger all, right? How is that going to cause a difference in pressure on the inside?
listen to me. Does temperature affect gas pressure? Yes or no?
Well, of course it does.
Okay. Do we have a temperature gradient as well on this Earth?
Yeah, so that's what I said to
Okay,
you. How
we
much
do,
is the
we
temperature
do.
gradient?
Do
If that cylinder was a
certain
meter tall?
is the Earth continuously heating and cooling in all areas of it at all times? Yes or no?
No.
No, it's not. So
No,
we
why
don't
would
have
we?
weather. We don't have weather.
No,
We don't
hang
have
on a
day and
minute.
night.
You
We
said
don't have
everywhere.
seasons. We don't
Hang
have
on.
any of
You
that,
said
right?
everywhere. Right here in my room, there may be an extremely small difference in temperature between the bottom of the room and the top.
Or are we not
It's
talking?
not.
Yes,
You
absolutely
said
there
nothing.
is, because your house is a
No,
contained environment, dumbass.
it's nothing about containing. Jeez, everything's
It's not.
contained with you guys.
Take the roof off
Maybe-
your house and see what
Sovereignty,
happens.
maybe he didn't hear the question because it seemed like he's just answering. Did you hear what he asked you? Because you brought up the example of your room changing. But I'm just saying, listen, because you brought up the example of your room. You brought up the example. I'm trying to let you understand. You brought up the example of your room changing temperatures.
But it's not. It's not
did
dynamic.
You hear his question? Did you
the
hear
question
his question?
The question was, is there a dynamic temperature system everywhere on Earth? That was the question.
No, basically, is the temperature changing everywhere on Earth? Yes, is the temperature changing everywhere on Earth? The alternative of that would be the temperature staying the same. Which one is it?
No, everywhere on Earth. So there's some air particles here near me that, look, maybe they are changing, but it's an extremely minute amount.
Are you listening to the question, or are you just trying to just talk?
Are we discussing? I'm not talking about your room. I'm talking about the gases of Earth.
You said the entire Earth. You said
yes, entire Earth. I'm not talking about your room.
Okay,
the
question is
the
temperature changing?
Is my room part of the Earth?
Is the temperature changing in the entire Earth? The alternative is the temperature staying the same on the entire Earth.
The question was,
which one is it?
Is the temperature changing everywhere on Earth? And
no,
it's not.
Yes, it is.
Can I ask a question again? Can I ask a question again?
So,
and can you answer it?
I know
like,
what Sob is getting to.
It's a closed question. Can you answer it directly so he could get to his point?
Sob is getting to. There's a temperature difference between down here and
just
up here.
ignore the question.
Oh
and
my fucking God! You just can't answer it. You know why you can't answer it? Because you know your butt ass wrong.
Okay. Let's hypothetically let me agree that the temperature is changing everywhere on Earth at every moment.
Well, I'm going to dispel your idea.
Nobody
that
said
it's
every
not,
moment.
Okay?
We just asked
right
you a simple
now.
question.
Hold on.
That was the question.
Hold on, Reggio. Right now,
yeah,
in where I'm at, it's transitioning from summer into fall. And there's other areas where it's transitioning from winter. Shut up. From winter into spring.
I'm asking, what are the dynamics?
We also, throughout the day, in every area, in the morning, the temperature is usually lower, and as the day progresses, it rises, and then it gets lower, and then nighttime comes and it's lower in other areas that were cool because it was dark, and they're undergoing this process at the same time as they're having these seasonal things. So yes, indeed, the temperature is dynamic and fluctuates everywhere. Thus, the pressure, which you like to call exclusive at 14.7 at sea level, it moves above and below that all the time, everywhere the pressure does, even up into millibars. This is why we have weather. Yeah, you can do that all you want to, but you're trying to act like a static system in a dynamic
you're monologuing.
You're
monologuing. You're talking about a completely different subject. You're not explaining what I asked.
No, it's not a different subject.
God,
I asked you what causes the pressure difference between here and here in a closed cylinder.
Andrew, it can't be a different subject because you just try to explain it in your room.
No. So I'm saying there's weather and there's climate and there's seasons, right? Yeah, sure. So what? I don't disagree with that. But I'm saying here in my room where I'm holding my hypothetical cylinder, there is virtually no temperature difference between the top and the bottom of that cylinder, and it's not rolling around like a cyclone's coming in or something.
Right. So to take a static closed system and try to compare it to a dynamic closed system is like comparing an apple with a fucking cucumber, right?
You're just throwing out the fact that I'm trying this experiment, right, with a closed cylinder and trying to see what happens. You're dismissing it because it's not out there in the real world.
Okay, so you made it happen on a dry board. Now prove that it was gravity that was the cause of your imagined observed effect.
Well, so there's the moment between us. We have two possibilities. One possibility is I've explained why the pressure difference will be maintained vertically towards the ground, more towards the ground, just like before I closed it. Doesn't matter where I move the cylinder, it's still going to have that difference between top and bottom, right? And your contention is that either slowly or quickly, the pressure will equalize.
Yes.
Now, why will it equalize?
Why will it equalize? Because you disturbed it.
Well,
okay? Because you made it into a separate system. You made it into a closed, non-dynamic. You made it into a.
I'm trying to explain how a pressure gradient can be maintained in something that is sealed off from the atmosphere, which has a pressure gradient.
Yeah, using a container. And your claim was that gravity does it. Now prove that gravity does it.
Something does it, Sob. Something does it.
Prove that it's gravity then.
Something does it, Sob. Because
that's your claim. That's your claim. So because I say that it's a magic council of unicorn knights that live inside the earth and they will it to be so. I have as much proof of that as you do gravity.
So what's the plausible mechanism for that? How do the magic council of
we haven't established that we have not established that it will do as you say.
So if I can establish that that's what happens,
no. You made a drawing. You made a drawing, said this is what occurs. Explain my drawing to me, and then want to use that as proof of your ridiculous hypothesis. Not
and
good.
I said, what is a plausible mechanism for something that he said that was ridiculous when you don't even have a validation or a plausible mechanism for what you're claiming right now? Because you're basically saying that you don't know.
Well, Sov is asking me, show how gravity affects gases. I show how gravity affects gases.
No, I said, I didn't say how gravity affects gases. I said prove that gravity does affect them.
Okay, what I am showing you is that there is something that maintains that gradient.
Okay, so you said that there's something that causes it. You claim that it's gravity. Prove it.
Right. Well, it's no.
We know your claim.
Hang on a second. You don't prove things, you disprove things. So you've got to find some other reason. Now you're going to say,
wait a second, then you can't make a claim that gravity causes the gradient.
You're making a positive claim. You're not making a negative.
You understand that replacement is independent of falsification, right?
Not a problem.
But Andrew, but we don't even have to use that argument because you're making a positive claim. So you absolutely have to prove it.
So my claim is that the behavior of the gas in that cylinder when I close it off is consistent with Newtonian gravity.
No, you claim that it did and showed a drawing.
Show it. Sure.
So if you have a demonstrable, could you have a demonstrable actual experiment that we can see somebody proving what your hypothesis is, that this even occurs? Do you have anything outside of your idea and whiteboard drawing?
So
because you're saying according to this drawing, because basically what you're saying right now is according to this drawing right here, these gas molecules is acting this way. I guess it's gravity because I don't see any other way.
Well,
you have to basically prove this is the reason. You can't say, well, I think it looked like it's Newtonian gravity. Well, what is that? Oh well, I don't know how. I'm just guessing it should be that.
Right. So you're throwing out my thought experiment here. But Solve on screen used an ideal gas simulator and said this is how gas actually behaves. So both of us, by your argument, are reifying this is how it actually exists.
Then how long will it take for the gas molecules inside of your little closed system there that you drew? How long will it take before they have their little gravity and pull together on each other and then form up into a ball in the middle of that fucking thing? When will that occur?
That won't occur.
When will that occur? When will all the gas? When will all the air inside of your cylinder there?
It won't occur. I never said
it won't. Why?
Because it's not enough mass to be attracted.
Well, wait a second. There's still. Will it all end up down on the bottom?
Can I get more than like 3 words out?
Wow, really? It's not coming from the guy that don't let nobody talk. He didn't even let the host of the show talk, but he's complaining about not being able to talk. How silly!
Well, Solve is the one who is monopolizing the time here, not me.
Can I ask you a question, Andrew?
Geez, Roger. I'm going to answer the question. The question is, the question was.
Okay.
Can I answer Solves before we do another one? Please. So the reason why I didn't say that the gas inside that container will like form a sun or form a collective mass inside there. I didn't say that because I said that the pressure gradient will be maintained at 14.7 at the bottom and 14.6 at the top. If you're saying it clumps together, then you've got lots of pressure here and no pressure here and here. I didn't say that was going to happen. So why is he showing the ideal gas law? That's not what we're talking about.
Oh, is there an unideal? Hang on, is there an unideal gas law? Are you trying to get with?
No,
you want to mix it up and make a mixture of gases. So your claim.
No, that doesn't.
Listen, your claim is a result of your little thought experiment. So let's do another little thought experiment. It's real simple. I have a little box. Hold on, listen. I have a little box, okay, and it seals up. I got a little remote control so I can open it and close it, right? So I seal it up.
Is there a cat inside is there a cat in a cyanide tablet?
Listen. So
I thought we were playing Schrodinger.
I seal this box, and inside that box is the same air pressure as it is out here, right?
Yep, just like my cylinder.
All right. So then I place it inside of a vacuum chamber. Okay, I'm going to put it into a vacuum chamber. Of course, I can never achieve a true vacuum. That's
strong
impossible.
vacuum. That's fine. Yeah,
but we're going to take it down to the lowest pressure possible inside this chamber. Now, we have to agree that the air around me, according to your hypothesis, the air around me, the vacuum chamber, the table it sets on, in fact, we'll put it on the floor as close to gravity as we possibly can. So myself, the air inside the box, the vacuum chamber, everything is being held down by gravity, right? So now I reduce the pressure as low as I can in the vacuum chamber. And then I hit the button on my remote and I open that box. If what you say is true, that air should remain in that box because of the same gravity that's been holding it out here.
No, I said that ever since we talked about stars forming. Compare the kinetic energy of the gas molecules to the force produced by gravity downwards towards the ground.
Gravity's not a force, though. Hold on, Andrew. Gravity's not a force.
The force produced by gravity. I don't care.
Okay, well, then that's your claim. Now you have to actually demonstrate that.
So that's great. So you're asking me to show how gravity works, and every time I mention gravity, you say no, gravity doesn't exist. Like, how am I supposed to do that? You're not giving me a chance to actually.
But you haven't validated gravity yet, so that's why he can keep saying
something that's red, right? All right, and then you start showing something like, no, red doesn't exist. It's impossible for you to show me. No. Give me a chance to actually.
But you haven't shown gravity.
If you'll recall, I gave you the benefit of the doubt by saying, let's go ahead and assume that gravity does exist. Now you've just said it doesn't exist. Now prove that gravity has an effect on gas, not just hypothesize it. I don't want to hear a Narnia story. I don't want to hear a Narnia story. And you mean to tell me in the year 2024, we still don't have any kind of demonstrable scientific proofs, no experiment showing this occurrence of gravity having an effect on gas. We don't have it anywhere. We also don't have any proper demonstration of any volume of gas being able to exist outside of containment. So everything you say is just, it's based on faith. You have nothing that will actually, there again, faith, just because you draw a picture of what you believe doesn't mean that that's what it is.
If I find an example of that, or if I do it myself and measure a pressure difference and I tip the cylinder up and down and there's still the same pressure difference, what will you say?
I will say, prove that gravity is the cause of a change in gas behavior.
So
that's what I will say.
The behavior of that gas in that cylinder.
No. I want proof that gravity affects gas. Remember, that was the original claim. You said that gravity pulls air down. So now you have to prove that. And in order to prove that, you have to have a volume of gas without containment. How do you get a volume of gas?
You're not understanding falsifiability. We have something we call gravity. We have laws about it. Newton's laws, Einstein's laws, whatever.
I don't give a shit. And I say that, all right.
And I say that within this, I haven't drawn it here, but when I close that cylinder off, the pressure will be maintained because of the laws of gravity. Okay, it's completely consistent with the laws of gravity as
Now
I
you got to
believe they
demonstrate
exist.
that.
Oh man, let me go, please. Right?
Okay.
So
You're just making a claim again.
If I do it and I measure it and I find that pressure gradient is still maintained, I haven't falsified gravity. I've found something that is consistent with my my ideas about gravity. Now, if that is maintained, what option do you have? How can you falsify? How can you say that you need to provide something else? You need to either say this doesn't behave like gravity says it should behave, and I've got my predictions wrong, or you need to show that you have another theory that can explain what goes on in here. Now,
you really want to be impressive with it, Andrew. If you really want to be impressive with it, do it without the container. I notice you need a container in order to have the volume to test. Why would you need a container?
It's about pressure. And the reason why
which you can't have without containment. How do you have pressure of a gas without containment? You don't.
You do, because of gravity.
No,
the reason why,
you don't. If that were true, then you'd have a downward pressure. Can you show an exclusive downward pressure of air?
Now, the reason why I have to have a cylinder here, because I need to isolate this gas which is under pressure from the gas around it. If I didn't have a container around it, I couldn't turn it upside down, move all these molecules up here and here and switch them around. I need a container to be able to move them around and keep them isolated from the dynamic systems that are on out there.
Use gravity. Use gravity. Just have a top and a bottom. Right. You shouldn't need the sides. Wait, you shouldn't need the sides. How many times do I have to tell you that the force produced by gravity is many orders of magnitude less than the kinetic energy that the molecules have? It can't be done on such a small scale. It can be done on a large scale with a one-sided container.
In other words, you're saying you need a container in order. In other words, you're saying you need a container in order to keep gas pressure.
This is not an argument, and this is not a. I keep saying this. It's not about. I'm not trying to prove that gas needs a container. I'm trying to prove that gravity affects gas. That's where this all started, and we've been going on for an hour. I've given you a demonstration, a thought experiment. I've given you a thought experiment, and I've given you something that if it does what I says it does, I'm just going to keep talking. If it does what I says it does, then that is consistent with the laws of gravity. And you say that it's going to do something different. You say the pressure is going to equalize for some reasons. Why? How long is it going to take? Who knows? You don't have a theory.
Okay, well, what would happen to it?
I've got a theory
what would happen to your cylinder if I took it up? What would happen to your cylinder that's enclosed right there if I took it up, say, I don't know, 100,000 feet?
You'd still have 14.7 here, 14.6
Do you think? Do you
Absolutely.
think? No, you wouldn't. That pressure would increase. That pressure would increase because
Why would it increase? Why would it increase?
Because the pressure outside the cylinder has decreased.
So the gauge pressure would increase. The gauge pressure would increase.
Remember, pressure inside that container would increase because of the disequilibrium.
I'm not talking.
Yes,
remember, I asked you what's the size of the container, Andrew, because it's inversely proportional to the volume.
No, hang on. We're not changing volume. So if you take it up to high up, where the outside pressure is a whole lot less, the inside pressure won't change. Not at all. And we're talking absolute pressure, not gauge pressure. If it was gauge pressure, yes.
Okay. So then why does a balloon expand to the point of bursting in a vacuum chamber?
Yeah, because, do you realize that balloons are flexible?
Yeah.
Right?
So is metal. Dude, all I have to do is take a rail car down to 8.6 psi inside of it. Will crush it in. It will crush it in from the outside, bro.
No problem. What happens if you put 100 psi positive pressure into it? Will it crush out? No, it won't. So we're not talking about inwards pressure. We're talking about outwards pressure of this gas cylinder going up into somewhere that's got lower pressure. The gas cylinder, it's got thick walls. It's pretty rigid. It might expand an extremely tiny bit, not very much.
It's going to explode.
It's going to explode.
Yeah.
Right. So people have taken oxygen cylinders to breathe when they climb evidence.
Do you know why it exploded? It exploded because the pressure increased beyond the capacity of the fucking container. That's why. How did that happen? We didn't add anything to it. We didn't add shit to it, did we? How did that happen? How did that happen? Wait.
How rigid was the container?
How did that happen?
Which one are you talking about?
We didn't add nothing. We didn't add nothing to it.
So which one are you talking about exploding?
I'm talking about your cylinder.
So like I say, people have taken oxygen cylinders up Everest, where the air pressure is, I don't know, a couple of % of what it is down here. I don't know what it is. and their gas cylinders don't explode.
So now we're having to use one that's got a real thick walls. You're talking about an actual gas cylinder, not just capping off.
That's what I was talking about here, Bob. What do you think I was talking about?
No, you just talked about capping off a tube.
Okay, guys, I don't want to be rude or anything, but I gotta go sleep. So I'm going to send out. You guys can still carry on talking behind.
No, I gotta go tend to my Jeep.
I'm going to give you the 2-minute debunk of Tinfoil Hat Man. Not even that.
On his show. Wow.
Yeah, come on.
Bring it tomorrow.
I'm not available tomorrow. How many times do I have to tell you? How many times do I have to tell you? You need to negotiate me because it's now 7 a.m. and I just can't add a whim. Come on.
Bye, Andrew. Okay. Like I said to him, he can come present tomorrow or Saturday. I'll work out a time with him. I'm going to sleep now. It's very apparent that Andrew doesn't understand gas laws or what burden of proof is. Excuse me. But yeah, thanks all for coming. I appreciate it. You guys rock. I really appreciate everybody. Please hit the likes, share the show, and I'll see you all